2.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 169 Nice of the Terminus
Nice.
podcast for the weeks of October 9th, 2021. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me, I have my engineer, Jacob Durbin, my fireman,
Hello.
Nick Wakefield, my horseman, Aiden Jansen,
Hello.
my brakeman, Shortline, and that's it, actually. That's all the people.
Nobody else.
Yeah,
Hello,
no,
everybody.
I named everybody. And one thing for the class of mantle responsibility, and a pile of other stuff, which we will get to in due time.
Who fucked up this week?
Oh,
Didn't we
you'll
all?
find out after the train terminates.
At the rail yard.
No.
Good time of day to you all. We are currently located in the southeastern Netherlands. I didn't want to butcher the town pronunciation, so East was adamant that he say it, but I told him he can suck my dick. So here we are. We are currently somewhere in the Netherlands.
East, where are we?
Southeast Netherlands.
We're in Eindhoven, which is 14 kilometers to the west, and Helmond, which is 2 kilometers
You should have just done it, East.
Well, yeah, but you were insistent on
Also,
doing
East
it.
is just reading the bar. He's telling us what we're near, not where we are.
Yeah.
We're at a crossing.
We're at a crossing.
You're
In
gonna see
Yellow
people-
Hout.
You're gonna see
If-
people bomb through this crossing in their cars. It's
Volkswagens.
late at night. It is.
If we start seeing paratroopers falling from the sky,
Oh,
we're
no,
a bit in trouble.
No, if we
Ooh,
can start
God.
seeing paratroopers, we have bigger issues than a rail cam. Also, hey, it's already my birthday in the Netherlands.
Oh,
Wait,
happy
tomorrow's your
birthday!
Hey guys, guess what tomorrow is?
Holy crap!
Sunday, October 10th, 2021.
That's a good old guess.
Good old guess.
Yeah, happy birthday, dude.
Good old
Thank you,
guess,
thank you.
knee slap.
Happy birthday, kiddo.
Happy
Toss us your
birthday!
hair.
You're not
You-
special.
Your son is getting older, Ellis. How do
I
you
know.
feel?
I'm getting older too. It's the way it goes.
Yeah, Ellis is
Uh,
practically a senior citizen at this point,
Oh,
so
man. It would be a really, really awful segue for me to say something like, "Guess who's not getting older?" to say into a mantle of responsibility with a fatality. Thankfully, we don't have one of those. The only
Damn it,
mantle of
Ellis.
responsibility
Jesus Christ!
is
Jesus, you were gonna say asshole!
Okay, but you said it. You kind of said it, but not saying it at the same time.
listen.
You've already done the damage, Ellis.
I'm not
you fucking
saying I
dick.
would have done that. I'm saying that would have been bad if I had done that. However, it would
You
have been
kind of did it anyway.
You already kind of did. Stop
Anyway,
talking.
BNSF had a traction motor on fire, and that's
On
it.
that bombshell, it's time to end.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hand
see
on that
everybody.
bombshell. See everybody.
We're canceling.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad we're starting this off right. I'm overtired. Gloria was in the hospital. There's a bug on my computer screen, and I just grabbed it out of midair like Mr. Miyagi.
Anyways.
Anyway,
I mean,
Norfolk
bug
Southern.
is try an antivirus software.
Norfolk Southern is still the current holder of the Class 1 Medal of Responsibility. We had one more article that was sort of related, which was a woman riding on top of a Union Pacific train.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's
No, I'm not kidding.
Where?
It's down in the
Where?
Unclaimed News. I just clicked on it. There was a woman in Brazos County that was found on top of a moving train. Yeah. It took 3.5 hours to convince her to come down from the train.
I'm
Nice.
literally on a train and you're not.
Yeah, exactly. I bet she was just teasing.
I'm literally on a train and you're not.
Anyway,
some-
that'll be down in the cargoes if you want to read more about it.
Guys, should I order from the little Starship robots?
Yes.
Order a Starship model.
Starship delivery.
Alice, when you post this,
No,
when you
like,
post this, please
order-
include a poll at this time asking if I should order from the Starship.
Starbucks.
Oh, no, order an actual starship. Like, just, like, go down to, like,
Yeah.
Boca Chica, knock on, like, Elon Musk's door and say, hey, can I have one of these?
Can I have
Actually, no, just knock on Palpatine's door and be like, hey, I know you're decommissioning the Venators. Can I have one right now?
one? Imagine if the Empire in Star Wars ended up more like the Soviet Union in real life, where they just sort of crumbled from the inside and they ended up selling off all their stuff in exchange for, like, I don't know what Star Wars
Pepsi.
soda brands are. Yeah, but yeah, in exchange for Pepsi.
Star Pepsi.
Yeah.
The Russian space program in the early 90s just selling off, like, hardware to everybody.
Yeah.
RD-170s. Anyways, this is a podcast about trains, not spaceflight.
Allegedly.
So,
I mean,
allegedly.
I mean,
actually, it's a podcast about structures, that is, buildings.
And engineering disasters.
Yeah, with slides.
slides.
there's
Wait a
a
minute.
problem.
With slides. No, our podcast is we have identified your problem.
Yeah.
We have identified your NASA
We
space
have
flight
identified
at
the
the
issue.
station live.
That's
Anyways,
WITI.
issue.
combine all the podcasts that like we listen to into one name. the terminus of NSF live hardcore history.
Two
I don't know.
podcasts, one cave.
Okay, let's start this podcast.
Yeah, I'll start
Let's
with
actually start this.
I'll start with a structure, because we're talking about building the WWF. I was
And
supposed
this
to be
does
there
not happen.
today, and then TJ had to go do a thing for like his school paper or whatever because he's lame
Yeah,
and all he does
'cause
is
he's a little
report on interesting
bitch.
things.
You are going off today, O'Gillies.
It's a normal day for Achilles.
Yeah, true.
I make this
But-
podcast interesting. You're welcome.
No, TJ had to go and cover a nurses' strike, I believe. So we did not end up going to Maine together. And I should probably write a message to the other guy I expected to run into up there. Which actually, the one tangentially related thing that I did do over the past couple of weeks is I went to the Yankee Steam Up, and I wish I had some pictures from that. I was gonna make a slideshow or whatever, and maybe either post it on my channel or post it on the Horseman community channel, which I'll talk about at the end of the show. But for those who don't know, the Yankee Steam Up is the one day a year the New England Wireless and Steam Museum is open, although I hear they're open more Saturdays now. And they have a ton of mill engines. So think like
Milk on.
it's a steam locomotive except that as one cylinder, the boiler is somewhere else, and the singular driving wheel is like 10 feet in diameter.
So basically, it's a T1.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what the T1 is. But they fire up their boiler and they run these giant stationary engines. People also bring their little steam-powered gizmos and things like little steam-powered boats or antique cars, which are not necessarily steam-related, or hit-or-miss engines. Someone even had
I guess
like,
they never met.
I was literally about to say the same thing.
Please die.
someone had a miniature steam tractor, a miniature road locomotive that they were giving rides on, just driving it around. It was fantastic. I
that
would
is
have
great.
pictures or video, except I was carrying Lafayette the whole time.
What'd you
Why?
get?
Well, I mean, a lot of the time I was walking him around, but he kept, like, tangling himself around people or poles or putting his face in hot steam, so I had to keep him away from things.
Oh.
And in the big building with all the moving engines, I didn't want, like, him to get crushed in a giant flywheel or something.
That is, that's a good idea.
And he was also
Way to be a
thoroughly
good
freaked out.
Parent.
The wireless part, by the way, is they have a whole building that's an old wireless station, and they have all, like, setups of old telegraphs and spark gap transmitters, and it's a really, really, really cool place. I wanted to get some people in for it, but with Apollo happening this year and everything else, it wasn't in the cards. Anyway, I was going to go to WMNF and meet up with a person that I ran into at that event, who is also an engineer for Essex, or a fireman. Unfortunately, I didn't go because I didn't want to drive alone, and I also didn't go because Gloria twisted her ankle and is on crutches. But there's a picture here, a lovely picture of the WMNF's new second turntable, which will be at the other end of the line so that they can turn the engine around to go back the other way. And
We built 2 turntables.
yeah, this is. I mean, it's pretty Chad.
Is it Giga Chad or just kind of Chad?
It's Giga Chad. It's 2 foot. It's what the Chad people want. So, yeah, they're the turntable was built for the B&H, which is the Bridgeton and Harrison Railroad, I believe, another 2 foot railroad, and eventually ended up at Edaville, and then now it's going back to Maine, and now it's getting put in the ground, so they'll be able to run forward in both directions. Strasbourg, take notes. On top of that, the other thing that's local to me is that Achilles. Actually, do you wanna?
Oh yeah,
Mr. Wakefield.
You're gonna You're really segueing into. You're segueing me into this.
Listen, at least this doesn't involve anyone dying.
Okay, so speaking of things that aren't even soup,
Jesus Christ! You could have just taken it from there, man.
Rice cooker?
Mr. Nicholas
Japan,
Wakefield,
1945.
aka me, would like to complain about the town of Wakefield complaining and bitching and moaning about their fucking blaring ass train
Jesus
horns.
Christ! This is getting demonetized.
It's fine. This is fine, Ellis. It's
You
fine.
make money off of this?
It's fine, Ellis.
Listen,
This podcast would have made you enough money to buy a pack of gum in 300 years.
I mean, the goal is we could get enough money. I want to get enough money out of the community channel to buy TBA a new phone or something, because he busted his phone earlier. He's like, half of the screen doesn't work.
Oh.
I feel like we should be making money off of these things and putting them towards like the greater good of the Horseman group.
Nah, I hate all of you.
Okay, well, fine. I got a $100 AdSense payment the other day, which is like the first time I got one in months. So these 5 cents, it would have mattered, man.
All right, Ellis, if you want to continue this, please.
Oh no, I'm doing okay. Fine. They closed a railroad crossing in Wakefield, Massachusetts, because they were supposed to make it a quiet zone, and the whatever process you have to go through to make it a quiet zone was not fast enough for people. So now they just closed the crossing for now until the paperwork is done.
Wait, so like you legitimately cannot cross
Yeah,
that road right
you
there?
cannot cross at the railroad tracks right now in Wakefield. So
That's something that more railroads should do. It's like if you're gonna put a quiet zone here, we're just gonna like make you not be able to cross
yeah.
the
Well,
road.
in honesty, that is the preferred method for reducing accidents at crossings, is just closing the crossing. Because as long as you've got other ways across the tracks nearby, you can just send people around the other way. Like, you can't have an accident if there's no vehicles.
Well,
Okay. You can, but it's a lot harder to have an accident if you just
well, I think
fence
we
it
all
off.
know a certain high-speed passenger railroad that has kind of proven that otherwise.
I have no idea what you could be talking about.
I had a really great conversation with relatives of my cousin, relatives by marriage. She got married last weekend, and
Yo, Pog?
they are from Orlando, and I had a nice conversation with them about Brightline and how excited they are to have the train, and how much they shake their head at the people that continually get hit by the train.
Yeah. I mean, every time someone gets hit by a train, it raises the average IQ of Florida, so...
I mean, I remember reading a couple months ago that like this guy was walking across a railroad crossing in like somewhere in Pennsylvania, and a CSX train hit him going like 11 miles an hour, and it determined that the guy completely ignored all warning, all bells, all horns, whatnot. He had headphones in, and the guy tried to sue CSX, saying like, "Oh, the train like it was going
snuck
over
up on me."
the speed limit." Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
And hilarious, but terrible.
Comedy.
Terribly
Comedy.
hilarious.
Because like Pennsylvania, I'm pretty sure has a law which is like if you're found 51% responsible for an accident that you sue, like all chart, you don't get anything. Because it's like your fault if you...
51%.
How about
Imagine
calculate
being no, it's probably like 50.01. Imagine being 50.01% responsible for something and being like, well, that fucking sucks, bro.
I'm
yeah. Anyways,
49.99% responsible for this accident.
Let's fucking go.
Flips up 2 middle fingers and takes your money. Anyway, all right, yeah. So yeah, welcome to the Terminus podcast. I don't know why I'm doing the intro again, but like,
you're welcoming
someone
me.
take it away. I'm stuck in a constant loop
nothing
here.
before now has actually counted for the recording. We're starting now, everyone. Hello, welcome.
Hello, and welcome to the Terminus podcast for the weeks of.
I got fully distracted by Jader posting the picture of the 2019 trip and saying that he noticed the pineapple cup is in it, and so I'm trying to find the other trip group pictures in which
I thought of that popped into my head this morning. I don't know why, but it popped into my head this morning. Like, I wonder if
No!
the
Crackers!
I wonder if the pineapple has. How long has it been a thing?
No!
So then I forgot about it all day, and then Ojili said, "Hey guys, let's all say stuff that makes LSB old." So I'm thinking, okay,
You had to fucking sell me out like
I have
that?
a picture. What?
You had to sell me out like that?
as if I can't read.
Yeah.
Well,
Listen, we all know Alice.
You're probably so old your vision's starting to go bad, so.
I mean, I'm
Alright.
illiterate, so...
I think the pineapple cup came into existence in early 2019 or actually I think in 2018.
Do you mean like when Pineapple Cup was given to you, or when
Yes.
you started sending? Oh, it was really that early?
It was 2018
Or
or
recent, I guess?
2019 because I have it in the golden spike picture, as Jader pointed out, which I'll show the audience. And I had it previous to that. I think I had it at the Big E that year. So it must have been like late 2018 that I got it.
I might going to the Big E.
Oh, really? I think Pat is coming to the Big E, and
I think the plan was we'd take Amtrak up there, and I'd go see my friend James.
oh, okay. Well,
But
hey.
yeah, I can certainly show up because like I'd stalk you down, Alice. And,
Oh yeah,
and
I mean, I'm
Patrick
not
as
hard
well.
to find. I'm there both days. I'm standing in front of the giant sign that says Providence Northern, and I have a pineapple cup.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Yeah, I usually hey, if you need a place to crash, let me know, because I'll be driving back and forth. And like I said,
Yeah.
I think Patrick is going to visit me, and
It would probably be me and my dad, but actually I'm 18. I can go by myself if I really wanted to.
When's the Big E? Wait, when's the Big
the
E?
Big E is the last weekend of January.
Damn it.
What are you going to be in
Last
Europe?
weekend of January.
No. I'm being up till summer.
I'm gonna be in school. Wait.
Yeah, life sucks and you die.
I'll be in
I
school,
mean-
but I'll like take off to see
Maybe.
friends.
I mean, I don't know if I could. Last weekend
Anyway,
in January.
unimportant. How's everyone been doing? I see a lot of model railroading in here.
Who goes next? Is there like a set
There's
order?
no hierarchy. It's
It's
just
just
how you
kinda-
can bounce
I'll
around.
just go next and get myself out of the way.
Okay.
I have done nothing other than Railfan.
Okay.
I literally
Cool.
have not
Thanks.
worked on models.
Moving on.
I have
Hey.
done nothing.
Hey, O'Gillies, was the lead engine on that next train a Jibo, or do you have to go Kiss Graham?
I do have to go
What?
kiss Graham.
Was it not a Jibo?
What?
No, it was a
Excuse
Dash 9,
me.
Mhm.
which is basically the same thing, but
Nah,
technically
well-
wasn't a Jibo.
You, of all people, would say it's not the same thing, so. That's amazing.
Alright, I guess I could go. I'm the
Um,
guest.
Yeah.
Or
You
if
can
you're-
go. You are the guest. You can go.
Alright, so for the past 2 weeks, I've done a fair amount. I'm gonna post some images just so you can show, not too many. So, I am currently in the process of joining the Northern Virginia Model Railroaders Club. However, the problem is that I can never show up on Tuesdays when the meetings are happening.
Same.
So I have enslaved my good friend Jimmy, otherwise known as Fleagle, to take me to the
Ah.
Model Railroad Club over the weekends.
Uh,
So, well, not really enslaved. He offered. So,
Nah, we love Fleagle. We get it.
yeah. But because we live like 20 minutes away from one another. But so for my birthday, I got a Cotton Belt SD40T-2 Snoot, and I wanted to run it, so I brought it to the club and I ran it, and it ran rather well actually, and currently at the club, the Northern Virginia Model Railroads Club, its layout is the Western and North Carolina, which is between Salisbury and I think Asheville. The upper portion of the layout near Asheville is currently they're transforming it from a staging yard to a actual location on the layout. So I couldn't run up past Old Fort, but I basically took a train, switched out a whole bunch of industries, whatnot, and the thing runs like a dream. But next time, I'm probably going to bring my 70-tonner with me, and I'm going to pretend to switch out the interurban that we have there. So that was rather nice. Jimmy brought his big boy, and he ran it a little bit, so that's rather neat. What else have I done? So me and my friend group, we have a fictional universe called the Hope, Arkansas Cinematic Universe, where we all have our own fictional railroads, and I finally...
Are we in the cinematic universe?
No, it's invite only. But I managed to...
Oh, wow.
So my
Gatekeeping cinematic universe.
It's a Bill
kidding.
Clinton joke.
We're busting your chops. Everyone has the cinematic universe. I understand.
Yeah,
I finally get a taste of my own gatekeeping medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my fictional is the Washington, Ohio, and I've had a 2021 Washington, Ohio system map for like a really long time, but I never actually got around to making like a 1965 map, which is like we either make like 1960 maps or modern day maps. So this is the Washington, Ohio 1965 map. This is with various subsidiaries. The Washington, Ohio is kind of like my big-ass Southern Pacific-esque railroad that I like to mess around with, and I finally made the map. And it's rather nice if you want to bring that up.
Okay.
I also learned how to reskin. So in trains, so I'm going to make an entire, that was my first reskin of a Potomac and Ohio SD9, the P&O being one of the railroads, if you look on the map. And I am currently doing a whole Washington, Ohio, Potomac and Ohio, Chattanooga Southwestern, SD9 pack that's eventually going to be released on Track 29, which I should probably link that up, which is a content website that me and a bunch of friends are doing.
Well, make sure to remember it when we come around to advertisements, or you can just drop it and I'll put it in there. Whenever,
that's fine.
Whenever we have a break in the action.
All right. What else? So I have another friend. I have 3 friends named Ryan, and 2 of them like trains, and one of them goes to my school, and he's been getting into model railroading. He got a bunch of O-scale stuff from one of his family members, so I actually went after school to see his setup. It's not big. It's very toy-like, but we had a fun time and whatnot. I brought something to run, which was that chassis system. That MTH chassis system Jeep 40 and that State of Maine boxcar, so I ran that. He also has a Lion Chief chassis system, you
gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. I really like that 1970, that set from 1970 that he has with the Penn Central caboose. He's also a big Rock Island fan because his family's from there. He currently has a Rock Island Jeep 7 and a bankruptcy blue boxcar on order. So that was rather fun. And that's all I've done for this week. I have a lot more photos for everything, but I don't think anyone would be willing. I don't think these are just enough to get the point across. So that's everything that I have done. I didn't do any rail fanning. I've been working on a few other things. Obviously, the Reskin project, a couple of other maps that I've been working on. What else? I took inspiration from you, Ellis, with your miscellaneous ideas doc for Tolbrand, and I've started doing that for the Washington, Ohio.
Oh, good.
So I can develop the lore faster, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, it's really helpful to have just a place to jot down all the ideas you have.
I have been wanting to start on a route, which is the Yazoo, Itabena, and Big River Railroad, which is a Mississippi short line. That's a route I've started on it, but I don't like how it's coming along, so I'm probably going to restart it. And that's also eventually going to release on Track 29, but I haven't had the time to actually work on that because of school. But that's pretty much everything I've done. I'll pass it away to, uh, hey, Aiden, what have you done?
I've done a lot of things.
I'm putting you on the spot because you're the person I
No,
know
good.
best.
Because I was gonna go next, and whether anyone else spoke or
God
not,
damn it.
it's gonna be like I was. Oh, Jay's gonna say, I was just gonna be like, no, me.
Like this short Amtrak train.
Yes, it is a short train Kevon can model.
God damn it.
So,
I just love that that's become a meme now.
um, so I went to the club 2 weeks ago. I think this would have been now.
Never mind.
And I figured out that everything is broken and nothing has the correct coupler height.
Mm.
Yes, what it's real life, what it's like to be part of a model railroad club.
Yeah.
The-
Most of my, because these are like 30, 40-year-old Amtrak cars, most of them are from eBay.
Mhm.
And so all of them have a mix of McHenry's, Katie's, other type of couplers from manufacturers that don't exist anymore.
It's just your cars, not like the club cars.
No, yeah, everything in the pics I sent is my cars except for like the broken the broken DD35A SP thing that's in the back that actually shorts out the layout if you put it on the track because the wheels don't have isolators.
Ah.
Bum, 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 bum.
But this was mostly just a test to see how stuff would run, and so minus the occasional splitting a switch and almost falling off the edge of the table, everything went well. And then another day, I think this would have been about a week later, I went plane spotting at Miami International Airport, caught 747 amongst lots of other aircrafts,
Cheater.
and a CSX Jeep snuck up on me. I parked, I was like, wait, what's that light over there? Is that a car? Wait a second, why are the signals going down?
Mhm.
And so yes, we have Jeep.
We have Jeep.
We do have Jeep.
I don't have Jeep. But
You
And
do
you
have
don't
two
have Jeep.
ingots. Tell us about the ingots.
yes, I'll talk about the ingots. So,
Yes.
okay. So Youngstown Steel, they have the JNL 58. It runs. It's the ingot. Everybody loves it.
Mhm.
There are, I think, 4 more that survive, and 2 of them just, I think, in the last. What's the date on this video? Hold on.
This was
Not long ago.
yeah,
September
like
26th.
2
Yeah,
weeks
like 2
ago.
like 2 weeks ago. The 2 that were up in Canada that Youngstown Steel purchased arrived, and they're reunited with the 58. And from what I understand, one of them, or I think they're both eventually going to be restored to run. I don't know which one's going to be first, but the video explains it really well. Rick explains it really well.
They should take them to the WWF.
Rick and Bobby.
I'm good friends with, like, in the Gmod Foamers. I talk to one of the guys that works up there
Mhm.
every now and again, and I think every time I talk to him, I bring that up. Like, you should take that to the WWF. He's like, it would break the track. Like,
That-
Wait,
they
really?
wanna
What
go-
is? What is? Okay, I need to know what like the minimum.
I mean,
royalties
maybe
is.
it would break the track, but I mean, look at the fucking thing.
Just look at them.
Look at it.
I need to know if
Yeah.
these have a steam locomotive page. If not,
I do they?
I'll look it up. Continue talking. They're
Okay.
O4Os, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Small boy.
Let's see. Yeah. So Youngstown Steel has 2 more of the ingots. I think one or both of them are going to be restored to running, and from what I understand, they're in better shape than the 58 was when they started it.
They have 3 ingots, which means they can make a bucket.
Yes. Youngstown is a bucket for
Dear
steel
God.
railroad preservation.
What is J&L? They are J&L, right?
Yeah, it's Jones and Lachlan.
Oh, okay. They do have a steam
Yeah.
locomotive page.
They do?
I think so. When were these engines originally built?
Oh, fuck.
Was it late 1800s?
No.
No? Okay.
This is, I think, sometime in the 40s.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because these are 23-inch gauge, the ones that have a stat page.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Are they 23-inch?
Yeah.
Oh, that explains why you can't take them to WWF. Disappointing.
Well, I think, like, the track they run on is 2-foot gauge. They just like space the flange. They like adjust the flanges a little bit, I think, so they can run on 2-foot gauge track.
Well, there is a 4-wheel saddle tank, a Pittsburgh 4-wheel saddle tank engine on SteamLocomotive.com. It is an 040 OST. It's built in 1897, and it's Stevens South gear.
That's not it.
If you look up the Zephyr Hills Express, I want to see if I can find a SteamLocomotivePage.com, because that would be perfect if it ever come on again.
Let's see. So yeah, ingots, great. I want to get up and see it at some point. Also, in Ohio, 765 returned to the Cuyahoga Valley for the first time since 2019 for their Steam in the Valley. From what I understand, that went really well. And then on the way back, it stopped in Bellevue. It's home to the Mad River and Nickel Plate Railroad Museum, who caught the 757 a few years ago. They brought it back from Pennsylvania. They did, I think it was a whole weekend, or maybe 2 weekends. What they called the Berkshires in Bellevue. Basically a Berkshire gathering, I guess. And I need to find the video again, but they got 757's original whistle back.
Yay.
And ran a steam line from it to the 765 and blew it on steam. And they did like a whole whistle battle. It was pretty fucking cool.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Ooh, whistles. Oh my god, that was the best part. I ran into a couple of guys at the Steam Up that had brought a Great Northern 7 chime that they had built. The Great Northern had built a 7 chime in their shops after presumably there was an accident and they broke the whistle on an engine, but like the bell was still fine, like the whistle bell, like the bottom part. So they built a 7 chime. It looked jank as hell. They were trying to get it to blow on the steam from the big boiler that was powering all the mill engines. And the issue is the thing was designed to blow at like 220 psi, and the big boiler supplies 50 psi of really wet steam. So it didn't really make much of a sound, but it's the first time it's been blown in probably 70 years. It was a really funky looking thing.
I want to look this up. Great Northern 7 chime.
I'm not sure there's going to be much online about it. This may well have been the only one.
I didn't even think of that to do Locomotive Versus. Maybe next time. But the Great Northern Mikados. Fucking chads.
Anyway, speaking of Locomotive Versus, we're at time unless there's something else that people want to cover really quickly. Aside from how much we love Railroads Online.
Yeah, Railroads Online. Oh my god.
I was considering getting it.
I haven't bought it yet.
Neither have I.
Buy it. Do it.
No, I don't have money.
Do it now.
No, you can wait on it. They're working on it. You know, you can totally live vicariously through some people, and I'm glad. You'd be completely understood by not buying it immediately, because it's buggy as hell, but it's fun with friends. I'll say it's definitely fun with some friends.
Very. I guess last thing I want to talk about, I guess, is long story short, I might be moving houses back home. And I'm not really sure what's going to happen to the layout I have set up right now. Most likely, most if not all of it's going to be dismantled, and then I'll have to just store it like in the barn, or store it in the barn or something, and slowly pull the track and stuff off of it. So it's kind of sad, but what do you do?
Oh dear. Oh no.
But
all right, hold on. I think the dog needs to go out. So you guys
What's
can
the dog doing?
You guys can
What's
vamp
the dog
for a minute
doing?
and talk about how we're definitely not going to see a train on this cam or something. I'll be right back.
okay.
So everyone should go subscribe to Easter 11.
No. Can I finish my thought though?
Go ahead.
East, when are the anime reviews coming out?
I'm gonna finish my thought. Okay. Well, actually, I'll wait for Ellis to come back so he can. Well, no, it's all right. Put him in the cargoes or something. But
And
in the
these have
limited free time that I've had in the past week ish, I've been like going through track plans and just trying to find something that might work for what I want to do in the space that I have, in the space I'm going to have. And I'm thinking of, and you guys can look at it, but the trains.com link. I found this, some guy's NNW Abington branch,
Mm.
and it's in a small. I think the room that he has is smaller than what I'm going to have, but it's the same idea. I kind of want to do double deck with basically modeling a whole branch line instead of an entire little railroad. But I'd run it like a little railroad with like probably two, three trains, maybe 4 trains a day, kind of thing. Then I found this other guy's railroad, which is inspired from that Abington branch plan called the Cornhill and Atherton. That's the other thing I linked. And it's sort of the same idea. He just added a couple things to it. Like added a couple turntables, which is probably what I'm going to do. And yeah. So I really don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. Part of me is excited.
I need to get up the. Why
Just
I,
get up, Lamo.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten up like twice to get my dinner. I've now finished my tendies. I am ready for locomotive versus.
You ready to fight, kid?
No, because I'm weak. I know absolutely nothing about these locomotives other than that the Alabama and Vicksburg was kind of a meme when it was on Fulmer Royale for being awful.
I don't know anything about these either, other than they exist.
I know that when the Illinois Central took over the A&V, I know they were like sent to Chicago. And the IC was so impressed with them, they converted all the A&V 210-2s into these things.
Wait, so they were good, is what you're saying?
Apparently good enough for the IC to rebuild them.
And make more of them.
No, they just rebuilt the ones that were around.
Oh.
The IC was so impressed with the O10Os that they took the A&V 210-2s and converted them into O10Os.
Okay, so they made more of them.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay.
Kind of.
And
Kind of, not really.
Indirectly made more. Got it. I'm not even sure how many of these were.
This is the most riveting part of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's truly riveting, guys.
I'm making maps.
Gotta count them rivets.
I am also making a map.
I'm counting rivets on a wooden caboose. Oh wait.
Rivet counter!
I mean, Walters did a fucking nice job with these, man. I'll tell you what.
Listen, guys, if you don't have every single minuscule detail on your model, why even have it? Throw it away, idioid.
Only things that they don't have to cast. Hold on, I gotta do. I think I have to do things.
So, what do we think of trains? Are they cool?
Trains
or
are
they
cool,
cringe?
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute.
Those things that run on rails are pretty pog.
You could say that they are Poggers champions.
Wait, what time is it? 9:30.
It's time for you to get a watch.
Time for you to get a better fucking joke, East. When was the last time that joke was honestly funny? Oh, wait, never.
I swear to
Please
God,
stop
we've
talking.
lost the entire audience. Alice's channel's dead now because of us. Everyone unsubscribed.
No. You see, the thing is, even Ellis left us. That's how bad it is.
That's how bad we are. Even Ellis left. He's never coming back. He went out for cigarettes and never returned.
Dad went to go get the milk.
Can I talk about how OU's not good at football because we can't tackle for shit?
Sure.
I don't care about football at all.
Sports ball.
I barely do either, but like I went to the game today and we can't tackle for shit. OU is just basically not good at football.
We gathered.
Yeah.
Today we gather here to watch the murder of a football team.
Today we gather here to honor the now deceased Ellis Temelio.
Oh, what's funny is that they did the like they had the band.
Lafayette
And,
killed him.
well, they had the band and the football team like sing the alma mater, after. The band sounded so fucking depressed.
They were both just like, yeah, we suck.
Yeah, I mean, we still come out to the games and cheer and shit, but
All I know is that my football team at my school is like they've lost every the last half dozen games or something like that.
So we're talking about football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's alive. He's not dead.
That's
Damn it, we were
understandable.
hoping you would be fucking dead.
No, I didn't get eaten by the.
Ellis, you're at your funeral. You woke up at your funeral. We tried to bury you alive.
I mean, something. The mob. I understand. It's how it is. Anyway, all right. So that means it's time for.
Locomotive versus!
Locomotive versus.
Locomotive Versus. This is a game where we pit two locomotives against one another using statistics and style. Let's see our competitors. Shortline, you're going to be representing... If I can see some
This-
pictures.
My
I need to scroll all
mom.
the way back up to the pictures, or you guys can just post them again.
You know who else?
The Alabama in Vicksburg.
Oteno.
010. This is a small picture.
I mean, they're not particularly well-known locomotives.
Yeah, I could tell. And on the other hand, we have the Jader with the C&O. These are both 010s.
yes,
This is terrible.
thick switchers.
Overall
boy.
wheelbase divided by engine wheelbase go.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think I'm gonna look at these two engines real quick. I think
This is beautiful. What are you talking about?
the
like
Alabama
to-
in Vicksburg can go first.
Because science.
I mean, the chassis doesn't even have a headlight.
I'm sure
Okay,
they
how does
did
this-
have them.
I do. Fuck off.
I mean, I have a headlight in a really bizarre location. Also, how does this work again?
You seem to have a normal placement for a headlight. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm brainwashed by standards. So what this is you look at your Steam Locomotive page and you call a stat from that page that you think you can win without looking at your opponent's stat page. If you win the stat, you get to ask again. If you lose the stat, the impetus goes to the other player, and it goes
Do
like that.
I have to keep points?
I will keep points for you.
All right, excellent. So this isn't like Foamer Royale or Loco Royale or.
Yeah, no, I in this, since there are only two competitors, I can write down the points for you.
Hey East, when's Foamer Royale coming back?
Eventually.
On the community channel,
All right.
and it's only going to be golf royales.
Exactly. Because
The
Royale
only
is in close
locomotives
seconds,
you're
so.
al-
Yeah,
the only locomotives you're allowed to bring are I don't know, what's a bizarre wheel arrangement?
14
the
14 fours.
No,
Yeah.
I was gonna say Cramptons.
Oh god,
Oh God, prairies.
Disgusting.
Royale.
Anyways,
Golf Royale, but it's
anyways.
222s.
Let's see. I almost said railroad, but that's incredibly subjective. Anyways, also because I like the CNO, so we'd both get the point. Anyways, what's your loco base ID?
I love the fact that this is a balanced stat. Okay.
No, because that's the only one I know to ask when I don't pay attention to Locomotive Versus.
Well, maybe you should pay
Okay.
attention to Locomotive Versus.
Okay. All right. 12,634.
12,636. We're
Oh
two
my
above.
God.
Let's go.
Well, Jader's in two before you. That's a point for Jader.
Let's go.
Okay,
All right.
Jader, your stat.
What kind of valve gear do you have?
Oh, I have young valve gear.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Wall short.
Yeah, okay, that's another point for Jader.
Wait, why do
No,
these
guys, I
wall
think
short
young
ones
is
seem to
better.
use Baker on like everything? But why?
Because it's the Alabama and Vicksburg. The greatest railroad ever.
Anyway,
Okay.
continue, Jader.
How many were built?
2.
15.
Okay, that's
Ooh.
more.
Shoreline would be like, all of these were rebuilt. How many was it? 2.
Yeah, all 2 of them.
No. These weren't rebuilt. The 210-2s were rebuilt into these things, and then sent to Chicago.
Oh no, Chicago.
Wait a minute, wait.
Yeah.
By
Markham
rebuilt, do you
Yard.
just mean they took a Sawzall to the front and rear truck? Is that what rebuild means here?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Them Paducah boys are at it again.
Yeah.
Paducah is the greatest locomotive shop on earth. Fight me.
I'm literally convinced it's just a bunch of rednecks in a shed. Like,
I mean,
but they actually make good things.
The Illinois
X.
Central is a beautiful railroad. Anyways, continue. Do I have to have a
No,
stat
it's
now?
Jader's.
No,
He's
it's
still winning.
It's still me. Okay. No, that's dumb. When were you built?
When was I built? 1922.
Oh shit! I
Oh,
made a mistake.
When were you built?
1919.
1919. All right, that's a point for the Alabama and Vicksburg. All right, Shortline, it's your turn to
I
ask
made a
a stat again.
mistake.
Okay, Robert Lee Messina's power
Da
computation.
da da da.
da,
Da.
Jader?
da, da, da.
Okay. Is it 13,468?
11,470.
Let's go.
All right, that's another point for Jader. It's 1-4 in favor of the CNO.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait. I just noticed where the headlight was on this thing.
On what?
On the
Mine or-
CNO.
What
What the?
I don't have a. Oh yeah, because.
I mean,
Yeah,
your
it's kind of-
headlight is
Oh
in
my god.
your headlight's in a normal spot if you're the Pensy.
Or a
But-
mallet.
I don't know. No. I'm looking at the CNO. The CNO is the second picture, right?
Oh.
No, those are both mine.
Oh, those
I'm
are
pretty
both
sure.
yours? Where the hell's Jader's?
Mine's on the top.
Jader's is top.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They were ordered
Oh
the
wait,
wrong
I'm
way.
confused.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
Jader's is.
I'm stinkoid. Never mind.
Jada has the weird headlight.
Yeah, Jader has the Bizarro headlight. And then this other one with the slope back tender boy is the Paducah boy.
Well, no, these were not built in Paducah because these were built for the Alabama and Vicksburg, and then the Illinois Central bought the Alabama and Vicksburg, and then these weren't sent to Paducah, but the 210-2s were sent to Paducah to be turned into these things, and all of them were sent to Chicago. So
That's what we're saying.
Oh,
I don't
I thought you were
understand.
saying that they built these things in Paducah, which was wrong. Anyways,
And
continue.
the boys are at it again.
Yeah, Jader, go ahead with your headlight. Jesus Christ. Oh wait, I should have added the point there. It's 1-5, I think.
Excellent.
Same as above plus superheater percentage. Let's just do these while we're down here.
Same as above, but superheater percentage 13,764.
16,162.
Oh,
Same as above, but substitute firebox area for grade area.
62,604.
Shit.
no.
56,832.
Oh, that's a difference. You could probably figure something out from those numbers.
I have no idea what any of these numbers mean.
That's okay. I know a little bit, but it's only because I've been doing this a lot.
Do I go?
Yep, it's your
Yeah,
turn.
it's
You
good
won that
thing.
one. It's 2-6.
All right, tractive effort.
Tractive effort. Jader?
Pounds.
62,937.
78,830.
Holy moly! All right, it's 3-6.
Damn,
78,083, not 800.
I mean, you
bro.
win either way.
Okay.
You won. You won either way.
Okay.
Okay.
Ow.
Ouch.
Well, it's your turn again, Shoreline.
Let's see. Let me just. Hmm. Factor of adhesion. Wait, no.
Oh.
High pressure cylinders.
High pressure cylinders. Jader?
Okay, 27 by 28.
30 by 32.
Yeah, those are massive. Those.
Bruh. Oh, yeah.
Those are the
so who
one
wins?
thing where I was trying to figure out who should go first. I looked at these two engines, and then I looked at your cylinders and went, whoa.
Chonky boy.
Yeah.
You know what they say about a guy with big cylinders?
Okay, let's see.
Small dick.
Yes.
Boiler pressure.
Boiler pressure. Interesting.
Okay. That can't be right.
Uh-oh.
185.
Oh, I have 185 too.
Oh my god!
Why is it 185?
Oh my god. That is
This
a
is a
little
tie.
random. Anyway,
What?
alright, yeah, it's a tie, so that
That's
means
like-
it goes back to Jader.
Okay, what? I'm so confused.
185.
Okay.
It must be well liked considering you both have 185.
These look to be very similar designs, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, how many
Actually-
different kinds of O10O can you have?
Apparently enough.
Okay, how about engine weight?
Oh, fuck. Engine weight. No, it's engine wheelbase. Where's engine weight? Weight on engine weight. Here we go. 303,000 pounds.
Oh, you're a fat bastard.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
295,000 pounds.
How do you think he feels?
Alright, well, Jader wins that one.
Okay, weight on drivers.
Oh, here we go. Wait a minute.
Weight on drivers is the same.
It still counts.
It's
Yeah, and you win.
yeah, Jader gets a second point because this engine is all drivers. Unless somebody goofed on the steam locomotive page, which sometimes that happens.
Let's
All right,
see.
Jader,
drivers
go
always
ahead.
have
It's
to.
8. It's 4 to 8 in your favor.
Okay. How about water? Yeah, let's do tender stats. How about water capacity?
Water capacity is 7,000 gallons.
10,000.
Uh,
Okay. How about coal?
Under fuel capacity 29,000 or 2,900.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
2,900
Oil.
pounds. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Wait, your oil?
Oh.
Oh wait, no, 10,977. Sorry, I'm not
No.
oil.
No. That's I'm looking
Tender-
at your number
tender
here.
Fuel capacity.
that looks like an oil number to me, because otherwise it would be in tons and metric tons, and it's currently in gallons.
Actually, yeah, I'm oil. I'm oil
Okay.
fired.
Oh, well, okay. Can't do that one then.
Yeah, never mind. That's a wash.
Minimum weight of rail.
Let me
Oh.
see.
That's bad for you.
101 pounds.
98.
Yep. It is now 10 to 4.
Okay. I'll do that. No. Okay, driver wheelbase.
Driver wheelbase. 20.83.
19 feet.
Yeah, that's a small. Okay, 11 to 4. Jader.
This reminds me of
Wheelbase.
that one locomotive versus a really long time ago where you compared like an NKT Berkshire to like the DT&I ones, and the DT&I ones just
Oh yeah, that's
died.
where we learned how bad DT&I stuff
That one-
usually goes. That's also,
Yeah.
I think, where Jader started his streak of like, man, why is it that every engine I pick loses? But that's not happening tonight.
I just like garbage engines.
No, I feel like Shortline's going to have a
cars.
comeback victory in style
You,
points.
you think
Don't
so?
worry. I do.
I just like trash.
Plus 100 style points for having a headlight in a normal place.
Plus 100, instantly win. All right.
Yeah. No.
Hey,
All right, Jader.
I like my engines. I like my life partners.
Oh.
Wait, since they're steam engines, they don't exist.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh. Anyway,
Real Hunter Harrison hours.
Huh?
I note since if CPKC is approved, I'm so glad they're going to take that steam engine out to Mexico City, because whenever I bring up anything positive about CP, I always get some idiot Fulmer who's like, "But that steam engine, who I always forget the number of. I can't wait for those people to finally shut up."
Yeah. Please send the engine to Mexico City. And I'm really bad at not making the jokes about it ending up on blocks because they stop paying attention to it.
No,
But anyway, moving on. Jader.
okay. And all that. Okay, how about tubes? How many tubes do you have?
how many tubes do I have?
Well,
281 to 2 inches.
That's a lot of tubes.
Wait, 281 2 inches?
Yeah.
Jader,
That's a lot of tubes.
go on.
217 at 2 1/4 inches.
Yeah, that's a score
a
for
lot of tubes.
the Alabama and Vicksburg. Short line, your turn.
Flues.
Okay.
45 at 5.5 inches.
48 at 5.375 inches.
Oh, you win on both fronts. Okay, so that's 6 points. 6 to 11.
Okay.
You guys aren't at the 24th threshold yet. Continue, short line.
Let's see. Firebox area.
256.
282.
Yeah, there you go. 7
Great
to 11.
area.
Come back.
Great
Did I
area.
call it?
72.
Great. 62.
Sorry, Jader, what was yours?
72.8.
Wait, 72.8 versus 62?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oof. Okay, that's a point for Jader.
Aw.
Go.
What was that? What was that, Achilles?
Nothing. Never mind.
Listen, at least you're paying attention.
I am paying
Okay,
attention.
Evaporative heating surface.
3,707.
3,715.
Oh my god. Okay, it is 13 to 7 in favor of the C&O. We have now hit the 20-point threshold where we can go to style points if you so choose. I'll let Jader.
Now let's keep going.
Well,
Let's keep
Jader's in
going.
control of that right now.
Reality can be whatever I want.
Yeah. What do you want to do, Jader?
Let's do superheating surface.
Superheating
Superheating.
surface.
936.
945.
Oh wow.
Okay, combined heating surface.
4,643.
4,660.
Oh my god.
I love how the CNO thing is just barely winning.
Yeah, I know. It's winning by a wide margin, but it's winning all these stats
No.
by very small increments.
No. No. Might be my undoing.
Uh-oh.
Ask it. No balls.
God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm asking.
I have balls. You don't. Fuck you. All right.
We're
Okay.
all
Factor
friends
of
here. We're
adhesion.
friends. What did you say, Jader?
No, fuck
Factor of
that.
adhesion.
Factor of adhesion.
Factor of adhesion is 3.88.
Shit.
L.
4.69. Nice.
Nice. Why
Nice.
would you call factor of adhesion with that?
I didn't know. I thought his would be worse.
That's
Did-
so
did someone-
bad.
Did someone ask high pressure cylinders or no?
Didn't
You did.
you?
You did.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Okay, it's Shortline's turn though.
Damn
It's 8
it.
to 15. You can go to style points at any point you choose, as long
Power
as you
power MT.
power MT.
Okay. 427.4.
Place it.
336.18.
This is back to Jader. It's 8 to 16.
Power L1.
Power L1, 9,250.
11,438.
Oh my god.
It's clapping your ass.
We've seen worse, but this is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't even care. This is funny.
Okay.
I appreciate you being a good sport.
Alright. Let's see. Okay. Builder.
Baldwin.
Shit. Alco Richmond.
What are you, Jader?
Alco Richmond.
Oof. Okay, yeah, there's a point for the Alabama and Vicksburg.
Baldwin supremacy.
I mean, just look at the thing. It screams Baldwin.
Yeah,
Does.
and CNO is always a big Alco builder. Overall wheel per driver. Ratio of driving wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase. I don't even know.
Wait a minute! Wait!
Okay.
Listen, what if I want to lose?
It's one for both of you guys. You're all driving wheels. All right, Jader has the ball again.
Let's go to sale points.
Okay.
Style points, yeah, okay.
All right,
I don't have a headlight in a stupid position.
Okay, you know what? I normally don't give points for headlight placement, but Jader's is so bad.
I don't think it's that bad, Jader. I like your headlight
It's that
placement.
bad. Don't lie.
Listen, I love it, but it's awful.
I like how there's just a random bracket up where the headlight is supposed to be. Like they just took it off and hung it down there for no reason. Okay, start
What do you
giving
mean?
me style points.
There is no bracket. I think that's a number plate on the front.
No, like up on top of the boiler.
I don't see that.
No?
How do you not?
No. Well, in the picture that's in the chat, there's some kind of bracket. I don't know what.
I have white walls, it appears.
I'm seeing.
Okay, that's stuff.
I think I see white walls on both of you.
I doubt these would have white walls.
I mean,
but-
I'm looking at the picture where I can see the bracket, and I'm seeing something that approximates white walls, but maybe it's not.
Here, let me get up another picture.
I don't know.
Oh my god. Here.
No, these things didn't.
No, they didn't. Okay.
No.
Okay, that's a point. Maybe you do get the comeback and style points that Achilles was predicting. Oh, I'm sorry. We need to put the brakes on style points for a second because we still need to do host choice. So, open your stat sheets one more time because each of the other hosts have a stat to call. And I need to look at the stat sheet to check out what was called and what wasn't. Let's see. That was done, that was done. You know what? No, that won't do it. That won't help. Yeah, driver diameter. I want to see driver diameter.
Driver diameter?
Yeah.
58.
Oh, driver diameter?
Yeah,
Hold on.
58 for mine.
that's good size.
51.
51. Okay, yeah.
Wouldn't you want smaller though? Because switcher.
No. Bigger is larger. Or no, bigger is better always. Better. Smaller drivers does get you better power, but that's reflected in other stats. So, like, if you have larger, all other things being equal, an engine with larger drivers will win the driver point and lose the tractive effort point, and the engine with smaller drivers, vice versa.
Okay.
So, anyway, Achilles or East, do you have a stat to
Combined heating surface.
Damn it, East.
I think we did that, didn't we?
Oh,
Tubes.
We did that.
we did that. Two flue length.
That
Did
one
that.
has not been done. Tube and
Wait,
flue
flue
length
length.
from the both of you guys.
16/4.88.
Yeah, so 16 feet. The 4.88 is just metric.
Ah.
Ew, metric.
Gross.
Okay. 18.08.
Well, okay, you got 2 more feet in there somewhere. Even though he has bigger drivers.
Is that better or worse?
That is better. Okay, and Achilles.
Let me see if I can find something.
A lot of them
Damn it,
have been done.
I always ask local base ID. Of course that was taken.
I'm not sure what's left, honestly. There's only a
Yeah, I don't think I don't have
any.
anything. I don't have anything. I can't find. I can't think of what's left.
Okay. Here, I'll give one then. Engine wheelbase.
Oh, okay.
One
Oh, sorry. Overall wheelbase. My bad. Overall wheelbase. Engine and tender.
61. Wait a second. 61.40.
60.27.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
alright, it's 19 to 12. You guys have any more style points?
When
I was converted. These things worked at a car float operation across the Mississippi River.
Oh, cool.
Two were transferred. Actually, two when the Illinois Central bought the Alabama and Vicksburg, they were transferred to Markham Yard in Chicago, and they were actually converted from oil to coal.
Okay.
And they also received new tenders, which were 14-ton capacity tenders when they worked on the IC.
Okay,
So
that's
even
neat.
then you'd still lose. Okay, cool. Cool though. When when were you retired, or do you know?
No idea, but I would assume I know Illinois Central retired steam in 1960.
Okay.
Like the last the IC steam was retired in 1960.
Jader, do you know when you were retired?
1956.
Okay. I don't think we can make a determination there, but it's good to know.
Actually, hold up.
Oh, can you figure it out? There's some things here that seem... I'm looking at these different engines, just trying to see anything. Jader, do you have another cross compound on the other side, or are there not enough pictures for you to know?
Let me see if there's a picture of the fireman side.
Because
the engineer side.
As it stands, I can see 2 cross compounds on the Illinois Central boy and only 1 on the C&O boy.
Looks like there's only one on the fireman side.
Okay. Oh, only one on the fireman side?
Yeah, I don't see
okay.
another
So
one.
you're saying there's only 1 in total.
Yes.
Okay. So that means Shoreline has more air capacity than you, so now it's 14 to 19.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out when these were retired. Exactly. I'm trying to find information.
Mm-hmm. Well, if there's nothing else that you guys can think of...
Yeah, there's nothing I can think of.
Okay. Alright, well that closes the book on it then. The C&O 010 wins 19 to 14, which isn't that bad at the end of it. And now let's cast our votes. I'm voting for the Alabama and Vicksburg thing.
You just hate the scene.
Oh yeah, I just hate that headline. Honestly, I think it's disgusting.
It is pretty stupid. Like the
Yeah, well,
the
you're
stuff
stupid
has a
too,
low
Tater.
headlight.
I
Dude.
like the fact that the
Uncool.
Alabama and Vicksburg things are converted from 210-2s, but they still manage to not look stupid.
They do actually. Oh, I just now thought of what I could have brought.
No. What?
I probably would have lost, but I just now thought of it.
What?
The
Your mom.
Picture of it, but the okay.
You said 010, I thought of that Pennsylvania 010 that's saved in the museum. But
No,
that,
not that.
that would not have stacked up here. I also thought of a Union 010 too coming to this, which would have been funny.
You could have brought the Indiana Harbor Belt one and just decimated me even more.
Anyway, alright, so Ogilis, do you have a vote?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with pity vote. Not really, because I think the headlight position is unique and kind of cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Jader.
Thank you.
Alright, East, it comes down to you.
Alabama and Vicksburg because young value meme.
Okay.
I could have.
Before we start the next segment, I'll be back in like a minute. I just need to throw something.
I could have brought this. I
Okay.
didn't even think of it. The Newburgh and South Shore is like a little, like maybe 6 mile industrial thing in Cleveland, and they have one 010. And I
This
think
is
there's
a
set right
remarkably good looking 010.
Yeah, it looks good.
But why is the tender so short?
I don't know. Is there a stat page for it? I don't actually know.
Good luck. See if you can find one.
Yep, Newburgh South Shore,
Oh
number
my God.
99.
It is now 4 in the morning in the Netherlands.
And there probably hasn't been a single train.
Is
I
it
don't think there has
comparable?
been.
It's better, I think.
Locomotive Verse. We don't have an open slot in Locomotive Verses to put this down, but someone should keep it in mind for future.
Okay. I have to do this next time because okay.
How many
Okay.
O10Os are there? Can we do a local royale with just O10Os? Because that'd be kind of hilarious.
Uh, or 9.
Okay, that's
steam
enough. That's
locomotives.
definitely enough. Oh man, I need some water too. I got a splitting headache. I am gonna move us to the next section, but we can talk about something that Shortline probably doesn't have much of a hand in. Actually, Jader, what's been going on with the East Broad Top? Because that's one of our discussion topics.
Oh yeah.
I actually
East Broad-
my provocative question was going to be, so when are we going to the East Broad Top? But
Board top.
You want to go next summer?
man, I would love to go next summer. Are they gonna? Do you know what they're gonna be doing by next summer? Are they gonna have a steam engine?
I'm trying to get the articles to load.
All right, I'm back.
but-
Yeah, me too. Well, we started
I
cracking
have
open the
to-
discussion topic on the East Broad Top. One of them, they fixed this building, which we talked about very, very briefly a while ago. But yeah, there's some crazy pictures of the work that was done to this, the storehouse.
I don't know if this is gonna load. This is
They all loaded for
okay.
me.
No, hang on. There it goes.
Excuse me.
Let's see. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
East Broad Top has been doing a lot of things, and the foundation's only owned it for about a year and a half.
It's crazy. I mean, that said, the foundation has a lot of a lot of force behind it. That's for sure.
Wick
Oh, yeah.
Mormon.
Yeah,
Your
but
mom.
they've been doing a lot of things. They've had, let's see,
The 3 articles we have are the building, the boxcar, and just like a general progress one.
yeah, they're back to. Let's see, it looks like they're back to running regular excursions. Not the full length of what they had before, where it was Orbisonia to Colgate Grove and back. But that's eventually the plan. They want to get to get the track fixed up there and be running trains up there by the end of 2021.
Wow.
Which I think we might have talked about it, but somewhere I remember seeing a picture of their doodlebug and like the business car up there
How
sometime
do you
this year.
run off?
What? What?
Nothing. How does a fucking
How does the fucking
How does it fucking?
East? Maybe you can answer this one. How does the fucking? You're horny, right?
Bonk.
I'm horny for you.
Okay.
Oh, please get away from me. I feel uncomfortable.
Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
East Broad Top.
Oh,
Let's see.
Board
They
top.
have number 16 under restoration.
He's horny top.
They don't have. Bruh,
I mean, it's
bonk.
yeah.
Okay. Although I fucking live in horny jail. Let's be real.
If
Anyway,
anyone lives here in horny jail, it's East. Is he
Well,
even here? No,
I
he's
don't know.
not.
I don't know where he went.
I'm right next to him then.
We're just ripping him a new one. He's not even here. I feel bad about this now. Well,
I don't
well,
feel
not
bad. Fuck East.
Okay.
All my homies hate East.
That guy, he's a bitch. I want him to suck my fatty.
Well, that's rude.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Don't encourage him.
Listen.
Okay. Anyway, discussion topic.
Yeah,
Keep
no,
on top.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're doing
Okay.
the discussion.
I know, I
Yeah.
know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
God,
Um,
does it
Hi,
normally
welcome
get
to the
off?
Terminus podcast. For
Okay. Okay. All right. He's Broad Top, number 16. That's in the shop right
Number
now,
69.
being restored. Shut up.
Bonk.
Bonk.
That's in the shop right now, being restored.
You're
It's gonna be
69 is in
named
the shop
Nick.
right now.
is going to be named Nick in honor of Nick Kovalchik, who saved the railroad back in 1956. It'll be the first of the 5 engines to run again, and it hasn't ran since 1956.
Wow. I'm going to be
So
honest,
this'll
when
be-
you said it was called Nick, I 100% thought you were saying into a joke about Achilles.
Achilles?
Yeah.
So was I.
I was like, oh man, he's about to be like, it's going to be called Nick in honor of Achilles, who needs to go to horny jail.
He does need to go to horny jail.
East, you literally are the horniest person in this group chat. Okay? I don't hear shit from you. I literally don't want to hear shit from you. You can suck my fat cock.
What are we doing?
Joke's on you. He's into that.
Yeah, they're doing. I am really like
Don't threaten me.
unbelievably impressed by the EBT. I remember, like, a year ago or whatever it was, a year and a half ago, when it changed hands and we were like, oh hey, the EBT's coming back. I had no idea it would be this fast. I mean, I had no idea it was really go anywhere, even though it's like, it's Lynn Moedinger and Brett Esposito
Moedinger.
that are like, doing this stuff. I was like,
Honestly,
oh wow, that's really cool that they're there. I wish them luck. And then it's like, oh, we're restoring a steam engine, we're fixing the track, it's gonna be done by next year. Blah blah blah. Jesus Christ!
It is very impressive, and I honestly, to be honest, I'm going to be surprised because the whole EBT thing kind of came out of nowhere. Like,
oh yeah,
I remember
Yeah.
it just popped up one day, and there was like, oh, I guess, yay, another attempt at EBT, haha. It's just going to remain the post-apocalyptic broad top for a bajillion more years, and it's like, EBT is like 3 hours away from me. Like, not even. I could go to it, and I just haven't, and I've been kicking myself because I haven't. The only time I even think about the EBT is when other people tell me, talk about it, and I'm like, I should probably go see that.
yeah, we're gonna.
Speaking of things that you shouldn't go see,
What?
Amtrak had a. No, I'm not gonna use that transition.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not going to use it, but you did, kind of.
I'm gonna make oatmeal.
In
Stop
fairness,
being
I want waffle fries.
commit to the joke.
Ellis, can you
We're
please get
not
TikTok
saying
already?
at all.
Fucking hell.
No, I don't need to because Gloria has it. We just watch stuff on her phone.
Yeah, but you should get it on your phone so that at work, when you're bored, you can watch TikTok.
Except at work when I'm bored, I should probably be doing more work. At work when I'm bored, I write Tolbrand history, and that's bad. No,
You could
so
write
do
up
you wanna
history
talk
for a-
about? Actually, we probably should have started off with this because this was our big ticket item last episode because it literally happened during the podcast. The Empire Builder wreck.
I was at club. With Jimmy when it happened. He turned to me and said, "The Empire Builder's on the ground in Washington." It's like, oh,
understatement of the year.
yeah.
So, the long and short on that, Achilles, do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
was just sitting back down. So, lo and behold, Empire Builder. I mean, if you haven't been following the news or haven't been looking at a wall the last 2
If
weeks,
this is your only news source, first of all, thank you. Second of all, what are you doing with your life?
yeah. Basically, in summary, there was an Amtrak train, the eastbound Builder. Was it eastbound or westbound Builder? It was westbound Builder.
Towards Shadow.
So yeah, westbound Builder. The westbound Builder derailed outside of Havre, Montana. And it was. I actually did find this out. It was the Portland section. So it was the because the Builder splits in Spokane. Half of it goes to Portland, half of it goes to Seattle. So it was the Portland section of the Builder, which is on the rear. Don't know what actually caused the derailment to happen yet because it's so recent. But my personal guess is that either something was off on the track or it picked a switch or something because it occurred on a switch. But regardless, 3 or 4 cars, I think it was 3, ended up coming off the track and ultimately on their sides or almost on their sides. And as is the case with most train derailments of this severity with passenger trains, 3 people did end up passing away, unfortunately.
One of them was a couple that was celebrating their 50th anniversary, which is really sad. But what would have been sadder is if one of them lived. I mean, imagine that survivor's guilt. Like if
Right.
if 3 people. I'm not saying that 3 people dying is better than 2, but I'm saying that if 3 random people died, at least the couple that's been in love for 50 years got to die together. I guess it's the
Yeah, I mean,
ugliest silver lining you can imagine.
that's about as bad of a silver lining as you can get, but it
Yeah.
works. So it was determined that speed probably didn't play a role, as the train was going under the speed limit, not by much, not very much under the speed limit, but it was going under the speed limit. So speed probably wasn't a factor in the derailment. So it was more than likely either sabotage, which is probably not what it is, or bad track. Regardless, though, there was unfortunately the 50-year-old couple who 50 anniversary couple who died. The CEO of Amtrak, Bill Flynn, kind of just issued a generic, "We're mourning the loss of this. We will investigate this." Kind of just the generic corporate mumbo jumbo that happens after events like this. And a lot of people, like I say, there was the couple, and then there was, I think, the wife of a man, some 28-year-old who died was the other one, because 3 people passed away, and I believe both of their families. So it was the couple and the wife of the 28-year-old.
It was the wife. The wife survived. The husband.
Oh, the wife.
Died.
Okay, my bad.
The wife is
There's
suing.
some survivor's guilt.
So yeah, they're all suing Amtrak, kind of rightfully so, even though it probably wasn't wholly their fault.
It'll get sorted out in litigation. They'll get their money,
Which it will probably just end up being a settlement more than anything else. It is very unfortunate, and I definitely do understand why they are suing. They're suing both Amtrak and BNSF for negligence, I believe, which makes absolute sense. Like, if that happened to me, yeah, I would probably sue too. Not only because I knew I could.
It's like being in a car accident. You do that so that you can cover your butt on the medical expenses and stuff like that.
Right.
There's not like another.
There's not like
another avenue, really. That's just what you do.
Right. That's just how it is here in this country.
At least it's a valid lawsuit and not the people that bring lawsuits against, like, the train that hit their car when they went around the gates or something.
Right.
They sue because, the horn bothers them at like 2 a.m.
Well, then they just close your crossing.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
But it is a really unfortunate situation. And honestly, as was the case with that derailment on the Northeast Corridor with speed, you remember that a few years ago?
Oh, yeah.
As was the case with this one and pretty much every other major derailment, we're probably not going to know what actually caused the derailment for at least, 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, the preliminary investigation, I think, lasts 30 days, and then once they have an idea of what went on, then the full investigation kicks in.
We'll pretty much have a general idea in about 2 or 3 weeks. Because they'll make press releases after they finish that preliminary investigation. What is interesting to me, however, and why I think it might actually be more on the fault of Amtrak, I mean, obviously it's not out yet, but why it might be more on the fault of Amtrak was that I believe they said the last freight train that went over it was about maybe an hour prior, which is interesting to me that the freight train would make it through, but Amtrak wouldn't. Additionally, I did say it might have something to do with the switch, but now that I look at it, the derailment actually did take place just prior to that switch.
It happened
so
just on a piece of track.
It wasn't on the switch, so I don't think the switch had anything to do with it.
Yeah.
So if anything, it was probably a piece of track that maybe got knocked out of gauge just enough the last time a train went over it, or it was something mechanically failed on a superliner, because they are 50-plus-year-old cars that have been, as their engines, as the P-42s have been basically gotten this far on minimal maintenance because Amtrak doesn't know how to maintain things.
I mean, I feel like they would know if, I feel like a bunch
if
of
a derailment
money,
was
a bunch of money would help them learn really fast. but
Oh, I
I
don't
have to
deny
agree
that,
with you there,
but
Alest.
Like
I do agree with you.
remember, like what was it? Like the 2008 Metrolink derailment kind of kick-started the whole PTC sort of thing, the
That's the
congressional
reason we have.
mandate. This
That's
this and I know this as fucked up as this sounds. The ultimate fallout and the death might actually convince, if it does turn out to be a mechanical failure of the equipment, then that might kickstart like this can't happen again. We can't run 50-plus-year-old equipment, and that might actually like kickstart into like new getting Amtrak new equipment and like going over like proper maintenance practices and whatnot, proper funding for maintenance and whatnot. So that was just a thought that I had.
yeah, I mean, it would be nice if there's a really nice and impactful silver lining on this. Honestly,
no,
I'm
there
not
isn't.
sure there will be. Uh, just because, to be frank, this could have been so much worse. Uh, and 3 deaths is bad, but it's not Sunset Limited wreck bad. You know?
How many was that one?
Uh, let me check. 55. That was 47.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I remember watching a documentary on this when I was rather young. I don't remember. I remember just like a breakdown of what happened with the tugboat hitting the bridge or whatever. But yeah, I don't necessarily think anything huge is going to come of this. At least, certainly not right away. Just because while it has a death toll, I don't know if it's
High enough in order to.
it sucks to say. I'm trying to dance around a little bit, which is uncharacteristic considering what I've been saying on this podcast so far. But I don't mean to actually
I
be
wouldn't.
insensitive. But
If more people died, the impact would be more.
yeah,
Because a higher death count typically motivates the people in charge for more impactful change, I guess you could say. Which, I mean, it's sad that it's that way, but that's just kind of
I mean,
that's general.
how many people died during the Point Defiance bypass wreck?
I think it was it only one?
Was it?
I don't remember it being that many.
Yeah, you know what? It was 3
Three,
deaths. It was the same as
three.
this. And I mean, honestly, that really held up the Point Defiance bypass, which makes sense. But it didn't like dramatically change.
It didn't kill it. It didn't kill it.
No,
is what
I
I'm
guess
saying.
what we did get out of it is the Talgo train sets are all gone now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're being replaced.
Okay.
It was a series. I think it was a series 6 that derailed, and the series 8s are being replaced soon.
Okay.
So I guess you could say we got new equipment out of that question mark. Although
Not really. It wasn't a direct cause.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count that. It was just kind of Siemens offered something at the right time that made Amtrak want to say, no, we're done with the Talgo 8s.
Yeah. Anyway, well, wait. So, yeah, I don't know how that stacks up, but I don't know if this is going to change very much. I mean, maybe if it is something catastrophic with the superliners, we see them like looking over all of the superliners and doing some much needed work on them. But that's
well, they have
probably
to
it.
find an alternative. I mean, the AM fleets are great, but they're replacing the AM fleets. They don't seem to have too much desire to replace the superliners.
Yeah, just I would wager because AM fleets are a pretty standard rail car. They're a single deck.
If anything, everything
moderate
should just be AM
distance
fleets.
rail car. And
I mean,
superliners
also,
are-
There's a benefit to the superliners when it comes to economics. Like, obviously, you can carry more people with the superliners for generally a single superliner can carry more people than 2 amp fleets, which is less maintenance intensive, I guess. 2 amp fleets are obviously would be more maintenance intensive.
The other thing is with the amphitheaters is they're almost forced to do maintenance on them because they have to be able to run them on the northeast quarter at high speeds.
Yeah.
Well, with the
Mhm.
superliners, it's like, oh, if they get up to 70, it'll be a miracle.
They run the superliners at 110 in a couple places.
Yeah, but that's on a relatively straight track. On the northeast quarter, they have the banking and everything, and they also run at those speeds for significantly longer.
Well, they run them at 90 on the Chief and the Zephyr and the Builder. They'll
Yeah,
have them
but
running at 90.
90 is different than 125. Also, 90 once a day for a few, maybe 30 an hour, under an hour is different than the same thing
Well,
4
yeah,
times
I'm
a day.
not
and
arguing that. I'm just saying they
But-
do.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
So
saying
pedantic.
because of that, they're more focused on keeping the amp fleets in better condition than, let's say, they would have to if they had the superliners running at that same speed.
It's more rigorous, I would agree. But also, yeah, it's just easier to replace the amp fleets because of the form factor.
Mhm.
It's a lot harder to find something. There aren't a lot of rail cars in the world like the Superliner, I would wager. Partly because of American loading gauge, and partly because of the requirements that the Superliners dictate, which are, either the sleeping berths, double decker, the low entrance. Just, I'm sure there are other places in the world where the same sort of constraints come together, but I would assume it's not very many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
So,
would
I mean,
think.
like maybe Australia
Yeah.
or something, but I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say France probably because the double decker TGV sets.
yeah, they do have that,
Oh, yeah.
but those are
They have
relatively
double-decker.
short haul
Russia-
compared to.
Russia does apparently have double-decker cars, but they're not used all that much.
There's
Gotcha.
also the German. There's a lot of countries that have double decker cars, but most of them are EMU sets.
Right.
Also,
Yeah.
they're just a lot smaller. They're double
They're not
cars,
they're not meant for long distance sort of operation. They're meant for commuter service.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Well, our
Commuter or regional trains.
hearts go out to the families of those killed in this derailment, of course, and those injured. We wish you to get well soon, and we hope we can figure out what's wrong, what happened, and remedy it. And by we, I know I'm speaking for like the NTSB and stuff, but of course, for all the jokes we make, this is a tragedy, and it's. I hope we don't see another one soon. Is this the first fatal wreck since Point Defiance?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
What, for Amtrak?
yeah.
Where was Point Defiance again?
That's
Washington.
Oregon?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
yeah.
Anyways, give me a minute. One second.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll go then.
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say on a lighter note, let's talk sugar.
So Sugar is doing a thing.
Sugar has
On a
done
sweeter
it.
note.
They have already done the thing. I believe last Friday. Oh, well, I guess it would be 2 Fridays ago by this time because it's Saturday. Yeah, 2 Fridays ago, the USSC, US Sugar Cane, ran the first cane train of the season with XFEC 148.
Woohoo!
Yay! And it didn't kill anyone,
I mean,
which is
it's the different
pretty good
part-
considering
part-
FEC engines.
Wait. Hold on just a second. Jader, where'd you get this
Yes.
picture? Oh my god.
What picture?
The DNS picture.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Found it in the Palmer server. Somebody else posted it.
Oh
It's
my
stupid
God.
looking,
Oh
especially
my
on.
god.
That is so ugly.
It's just so.
Where'd you post it, Jader?
The
Photo
F48G.
Dude,
so
it's a
wide.
DD40X. That's what it is. It's a
Right, I'm back.
GP40X.
Oh, sorry, we're busy looking at the Durango and Silverton thing in photo.
It's the deranged in Silverton looking at these engines.
so wide.
It's so.
Now, see, the white best thing, it still looks out of place there, but it looks.
What are we looking at?
Better in photo dump.
In photo dump.
Photo dump.
Oh yeah, though.
Mm-hmm.
Why? And
That looks like a toy.
I just-
it looks
yeah.
like something.
Yeah.
It looks like a really rip-off bad Tyco model.
It looks like a Gmod model, like physics
Yeah.
stage Gmod.
I want to know
Yeah.
who sold them these. I want to
It
know,
was
like,
NRE, right?
I want to know, like, At what point we're
Oh.
like, we need diesel engines for our historical narrow gauge operation, and they're like, oh, let's get these.
Shortline, you know what it looks like?
What?
Something BP would build for the BMI.
No, Brandon is much better in terms of actually fucking, like, making things look good than that.
Yeah, but you've also got to consider he's made like an ES44 G ACE G SD70.
Well, half of those are jokes. So
Well, exactly. I'm saying he would make this for the joke on how bad it is.
I don't think he'd make that. I have several friends who would make that. It's not Brandon's not one of them.
Brandon, if you're watching this, please make it.
I'll tell my friend Nut to make it. He'll make that 100%.
Nut.
Or Coda. Or one of
Oh
those.
my
Nut
God,
or
Coda
Coda,
would
one of
make
those
it.
two. Coda would make it in trains.
He would, and then he'd give it some god awful scheme or something like that.
He'd paint it up in Southwestern lines, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Or like make an anime scheme for it.
No, you'd find that in the R&D center.
oh god,
Yeah,
no,
you
that's
would.
accurate. That's totally correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
background character on the Terrible Tales of 311.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I want a model for that for trains now specifically, so I can force Ryan to put it in there. Anyways,
Anyways,
terrible.
Coda, if you watch this, which I know you won't, but
Anyway, all right. So that's
Anyway.
that.
so the sugar of Florida is going ape nuts with buying stuff to the point where you might want to eventually consider them a heritage away.
Oh yeah, they bought all these
Ape
coaches.
nuts.
I forgot about that.
And they also bought an engine.
Well, yeah, we did get to talk about 1504 a little bit. I think we did a locomotive versus between the two U.S. sugar engines a while ago.
Oh,
But
U.S.
what?
Oh, now I had an idea that I could build a U.S. sugar route because it has like zero terrain. Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
dude.
it's flat.
No, it's less than flat.
It's less
Like,
than flat.
Negative flat.
Oh god.
So the article says they bought these coaches, but like when I went to go see the engine a few months back, they already had them there.
Oh well, that's an old article.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, they bought some coaches from the URHS, which I assume means Your Rectum
Okay.
Historical Society.
I mean, it's in New Jersey, so
That makes sense.
Bruh.
Yeah. Everything is legal in New Jersey.
No, but seriously, when oh okay, they were Iowa Pacific.
Yeah, and former Great Northern coaches.
Yeah.
And it's
As-
really cool because bringing them onto the road, they used 148 to pull them instead of one of the diesels. Actually, on a completely different tangent right here, they bought a. Oh, I've got to go looking in the South Florida Discord for this. They bought another Jeep. I think it's a GP30. It might be XNS.
oh,
And its numbered is 410. And they were absolutely going ape shit over it because it had like a K5LA. Mind
I'm
you,
excited because
these-
Jeep 30.
I just
No,
want
Jeep
I just
38.
want to pump the
Ah,
brakes for a
38.
second on something I found in one of these articles, which is the Sugar Express established a new railroad reporting mark just for moving these cars. They got the mark CHOX, which is a nod to the molecular formula of sugar, which is C12H22O11. God damn it, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, so they got
Nerds.
a new XNS GP38-2 numbered 410, and they thought, and everyone thought that the K5LA was the same as, they were screaming, it's like, oh, it's a K5LA, no, it's a K5LH, and Ojulies would go hose mad if he saw what they were talking about.
I don't get
No,
word
link it to me.
followers.
Link it to me. I want to go hose mad.
Well, it's the Florida Discord, which I don't even know how I got in here because I can't do invite links. Oh, I can do invite links. Maybe later. So back on point. They stole an engine from Jackson. I mean, they freed an engine from the terrible city that is Jacksonville.
Oof.
What do you mean? They have the Jags.
That doesn't
Exactly.
help their case at all.
Listen, there are two good things in Jacksonville, and one of them's getting shipped off to Clewiston. The others, they
Yeah,
have a...
Steven, if you're watching, my friend Steven, aka Killer Bean, aka Florida Man, I have 2 words to say to you because we're talking about Florida. I have received your call. No, I am not going to come rescue you from child slavery at U.S. Sugar and Clewiston. Haha, get wrecked.
Listen, man, if you won't do it, then I will. We Florida man stick up for each other.
X.
Ready the alligator steed.
Nobody knows this joke except for like 3 people.
Somebody,
Yeah, he told me about it, so...
Yeah.
somebody get Tom Brady on the line.
Get Steven. Steven had a dream where he was enslaved by U.S. Sugar and Clewiston. He called me in order to actually come, and then he woke, save him. Then he woke up. So it's just an inside joke that I will
sounds
never
like
come to Clewiston.
This sounds like a great plot for the terrible tales of Sierra.
It does.
Literally anything can be a plot for that.
I know.
That's the beauty of it. Anyways, continue.
Okay, so as it's probably known by now, they bought 1504. So right now it's in Chattanooga with the FMW team, which is the same team that rebuilt 148 for them.
Oh, nice.
And it's classified as a quote low mileage engine, which means it's in extremely good condition.
It's a low mileage
for sitting outside in the Florida weather for 50 years. So yeah, it's in really good condition. So we can most likely see it running sooner than expected, just because of how good a condition it's in.
148 was in horrible condition. Right?
148 was literally just like some wheels and a boiler that was found on the side of a road.
148 was pretty haggard. Although, if we're talking, because it had been everywhere, I'll mention that I just happened to find out that 148 had run at Essex, and I was like, why? What were you here for? But yeah, that engine has been all over the place. It did.
Yeah.
The thing I want to mention about being just left on the side of the road is that the coaches were left. The coaches that they bought were abandoned in Mississippi.
Oh yeah, that.
I still haven't finished reading that Valley Rare book I bought at S6.
Yeah.
I haven't opened it since
Twilight of Great
I
Train.
absolutely tore through the book I bought in North Conway. I want to read it again. It was really good. But
and you can see in Photodome the condition that 148 arrived in.
Oh god.
Oh god.
I mean, it looks like a dismantled steam engine. It doesn't look like outrageously
No,
bad.
but that wasn't after any dismantling. That's how it was left when they found it.
Well, what do they mean? What do you mean found it? Where was it left?
Florida.
Yeah, it was sitting on some random rail yard. Like this is the image of it.
Oh.
Sitting
I love
in
the
random siding.
I love the pile of chairs just next to it.
Yeah, this is getting me in the mood for detailing Tolbrent. Just pile of chairs.
Do it.
But yeah, that was the condition 148 was in versus
I'm gonna put pile of chairs on my ideas doc.
1504, which is
just go into it now and just label it somewhere. You have to label it as well.
Yeah, versus 1504, which is arguably in
1504 looking
East?
gorgeous. Just gonna throw that out there. East is dead.
In all 2 pixels.
Hello.
Yeah, I know.
Hello?
I don't know why that image
hello,
was so
hello,
ugly.
East
Yes,
Rail.
you're back. We can hear you.
Hello.
Who just joined?
Hey.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
East?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello?
Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay. You guys said you couldn't hear me for a second.
We couldn't hear you for a second.
Then when
and now
you
we can
started
hear you again.
spamming us with hello.
Well, you guys weren't
Yes,
saying
I thought it was
anything,
in
so
the
I didn't know if you could hear
goddamn
me.
Twilight Zone.
You were talking.
Anyway, I found a very cursed picture of 148 being taken off its wheels and just the boiler on a flatbed.
That is beautiful. I love that.
Can't have shit in Jacksonville. They steal your boilers.
Hey, look, it's my workbench.
Anyway, that is a great picture. I wanted to mention for a second that, yes, Iowa Pacific did abandon these passenger cars in Mississippi, and similarly, Iowa Pacific, their bankruptcy, including the slurge, ended up with a bunch of their equipment ending up in the hands of Reading and Northern as well. They got
Yeah.
a buttload of coaches.
as an Illinois Central fan, I don't know whether or not to like. I like Iowa Pacific, but as like a rational human being, Iowa Pacific is like the stupidest railroad ever because like they did not run a viable business strategy of just passenger trains everywhere.
They made a lot of mistakes.
Uh the only thing I like about them is everything is painted up in Illinois Central, which is effed. But then, as like someone who's especially interested in the business side of railroading, it's like this is completely illogical. This Iowa Pacific is what happens if you give a foamer a railroad.
Yeah. This is
Minus the steam locomotives.
This is in stark contrast to including the steam locomotives. The Slurge had steam engines on the roster. Like
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had 18.
Yeah,
think
Iowa
another
Pacific.
one.
They had
Pacific is
three
what
steam
happens when
engines.
you give a foamer a railroad. That's all I'm going to say.
It is absolutely what happens when you give a foamer a railroad. Aside from the opposite, the other end of the spectrum, which is U.S. Sugar and also the Rock.
Well, okay, but like, did Ed Ellis have any? I'm sure he had some experience before going into this.
Right. I'm just saying that's what you would expect. You know.
Yeah, but the thing is that the thing is that like Robert J. Riley, I know he worked as like a marketing guy at the at Canadian National, I'm pretty sure, so he knows how to get customers. U.S. Sugar is just like it's an essential part of their business. Like U.S. Sugar isn't a railroad first, is there a sugar company first, and the railroad's almost kind of tangential, and it's like, oh, we have extra money, we can just throw this around. Like being a foamer, like a foamerish railroad, isn't the Rock's or U.S. Sugar's core business strategy.
Right.
Actually, no, I'm pretty sure the owners of the U.S. Sugar are just straight foamers.
I mean,
Well,
maybe at this point.
I have no doubt that. Fuck, I forget the guy's name. The guy, the CEO of U.S. Sugar and Robert J. Riley, they're definitely foamers, but they have the experience of they know that you can't run a railroad. Yeah, you can't run a railroad off of foam. Like you need to have a sound business strategy before. Like
off of foam.
I remember. I remember reading an interview with Robert J. Riley where people kept asking him about like, oh, do you want to do this tourist thing? You want to do this tourist thing? And he's basically said, we're not a tourist railroad, we're not a museum, we're a business. Sure, we're a business who care about our history, but we're a business and a freight railroad first and foremost. And I'm like, Iowa Pacific, I never really got that, like, that the business was almost kind of aspect, the actual like getting customers and making money was almost kind of a means in order to fund the foamerish activities, not the main part, like focus of the company.
The thing that I find the most funny about Iowa Pacific is that when the wheels started to fall off, and it was like
Bob Bucher is the CEO of U.S. Sugar.
It was like, oh, here are all these railroads, and they're all going under because it started with like the Saratoga and North Creek and the Slurge. It's like, oh wow, that's bad. What's happening to these guys? Oh wait, they're all owned by one company. Oh, that company's going bankrupt. Oh god, and they own all these other things. This is bad. Yeah. I learned of the Iowa Pacific, I think, due to the Saratoga and North Creek closing down, and I had not heard of them before. And I was basically like, oh, this just sounds like foamy G&W. Like they're just buying up railroads.
Yeah, I think that's basically what it is.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Iowa Pacific. If you want to run, like, do a bunch of historical stuff, just make sure you actually have, like, a sound business and profitable business before you start going out and doing, like, tourist trains and whatnot.
Well, I mean, you could almost argue that the USSC is a heritage railway just because of the amount of stuff that was built in the 50s that they have.
I mean,
fair. Although
all of the hopper cars for the cane are all just X-box cars from like the 40s. All of their engines were built in the 60s.
Yeah, but the point of the railroad is to actually transport that sugar from the cane fields to the mill. It's not to be a historical thing. So
transport that sugar.
Yeah, but I mean,
as I said, the historical, like the Rock Island Rail and U.S. Sugar, the historical aspects of it are almost tangential to the railroad itself, not the entire business, which is what Iowa Pacific seems to be.
Yeah.
Like, that seemed to be the main focus over actually being, like, a short line holding company that serves their customers and, like, makes money.
Yeah. Hey, I've got a main focus for you. Let's talk about
I
the
like
Rockland.
Maine.
Let's talk about the Rockland branch.
Ah, yes, this!
Let's actually cover this kind of quickly because we're going over time in like every segment. I think we're having a really good time here. However,
Yeah, anyways,
Yeah,
Rockland
but-
Branch, I guess, Ellis, if you want to go over this.
yeah, I'll talk about it very briefly, and you can just throw your 2 cents in. The Rockland Branch is the stretch of railroad that is east of Brunswick, so east of the end of the Downeaster, and there have been talks here, there, and everywhere of extending the Downeaster along it, but it really hasn't been doing much. It's 56 miles long, and it was owned by the CM&Q actually. So,
Well, it's owned by the state of Maine, but they lease it out to various operators. So I think it
Right.
went Maine Eastern, then CM&Q, now CP, and then
Yep.
Finger Lakes was going to buy it until
yeah, until the primary shipper closed.
yeah.
So they were previously shipping cement out of Rockland via rail, out of Rockland via barge, and since 1944, the cement plant had used the railroad to move cement from their facility to the wharf, and that was a 5-mile move that was the largest source of revenue on the branch. So first of all, ouch. Second of all, big ouch, because they are ending the barge operation by December, and they are,
Closing shop.
they're no longer doing that move. They're no longer shipping by barge. They will still ship via rail, but their shipping via rail isn't enough to
Via rail?
subsidize the line. So the Finger Lakes Railroad, which was supposed to get the contract to run the Rockland branch, has said, "Whoa, pump the brakes. We're not going to be doing this because we're not going to be able to make money doing it." CP is going to continue operating it, and
They're just kind of stuck with this, like,
yeah,
because they bought the CM&Q to get to St. John, intermodal and all that, and Searsport as well. Although that's something else, but. And they just kind of the CM&Q, the Rockland branch was just kind of tacked along because it was a part of the CM&Q, and when the CM&Q was sold, it became CP. But like, it was always assumed from day one that at some point Canadian Pacific would unload the Rockland branch onto somebody else because it's this wholly disconnected, rail line that's doesn't really see a lot of traffic, not really conducive to class ones.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a matter of who and when, and this is kind of like almost prolonged it because now it's be like, all right, who is going to want to pick up a branch line that has like no customers on it?
Yeah, and I mean, the best fate I can see. The lease runs until the end of 2025, so the CP is stuck with it for a few more years unless they can unload it on somebody else. And whoever they unload it onto is going to have to operate it for pennies. If this,
Of course, Maine could step in and just say we could just operate it ourselves.
I mean, that is possible, and I don't think it would be beyond Maine to do something like that. But moreover, I think if I'm the operator of this line, what I'm trying to do is say, hey, you should extend the Downeaster and pay us to run on this track, like, something like that. But then again, they don't own whoever operates it doesn't own the track, so that doesn't matter anyway.
I mean, I could see G&W with maybe like the St. Lawrence and Atlantic moving in. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only person I could, or maybe the Irving Roads, maybe. I wouldn't see Pan Am for obvious reasons, and I wouldn't see CSX taking it over for, because that's not really
Even more obvious reasons.
Yeah. Although the Rockland branch, I guess, if you could get some traffic back, it would be a nice extension to CSX's future network up there. But
yeah, it just doesn't really go anywhere. It
doesn't go anywhere. That's the problem. Yeah.
It connects Brunswick to Rockland, and Rockland is a dead end.
I think the best future for this line is Amtrak service.
Yeah.
Which
Which makes a lot of sense because it's currently at the terminus of the Downeaster. But Maine
Yeah.
wants to do 600 other things with the Downeaster and passenger service in their state because they really like trains, and they might not be the wealthiest state in New England, but they love swinging their dick around in terms of passenger rail and public works projects. So, yeah, they could definitely do something with it if they don't decide to send the Downeaster up to, like, Augusta instead.
Well, you could always have them combine in like Rockland or whatever.
Yeah, no, they want to do... The Northern New England Passenger Rail Association has, like, 5 different plans for what to do with the Downeaster. Some are more feasible than others. I wish them luck with all of them, and hopefully this is one of the options. Because, most importantly, if they get passenger service back across that line, they can have a stop at Wiscasset, and then you can, when the WWF comes down into Wiscasset, then you can just transfer directly onto the 2-foot.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, is that it? Or
Well, yeah, that's it for everything else. But we mentioned CSX and Pan Am, so we need to do the merger talk.
all right, so this is mine. So I'm just gonna we're gonna talk about the greatest Class 1 railroad ever, which is Kansas City Southern. Kansas City Southern offered a bunch of scholarships to people. That's interesting. Apparently, the first scholarship is awarded to a woman who participates in the Northwest Louisiana Technical School welding program. I support this as someone who potentially wants to get a trade in welding. I like this.
I just want to say, this is KCS trying to get rid of as much money as possible before they stop existing. I'm certain of it. This is.
Anyways,
we need
KCS
to
is
empty
also.
these coffers. Give the money to people.
Anyways, KCS has also announced when they're going to release their third quarter earnings, which should be October 19th. If anyone's interested, that's in about 10 days. Probably will be some merger talk. Stay tuned for that. Anyways, so if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock for the past couple of months, let me get this map up. But Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern are going to merge to form a new company called Canadian Pacific Kansas City, which is a horrible name.
Yeah, I know. I don't know
Canadian
what else they would do, but
Canadian National swooped in and tried to also get Kansas City Southern. They actually, so the merger between CP and KCS was announced in March, and then I think a month later KCS ditched CP for CN because CN offered more money. And then what ended up happening is the Surface Transportation Board denied the voting trust between CN and KCS. And the voting trust is basically like the first step and towards acquiring a company. Basically, in this case, Canadian National would acquire all the shares of KCS, but they would legally still have to operate as separate railroads until the merger is approved. The STB shot this down. Mostly because Canadian National and Kansas City Southern compete mostly in the Great Lakes to Gulf corridor, and there was concern over competition. But they approved before they approved the voting trust with Canadian Pacific because the two railroads only meet in one location, which is Kansas City. It's an entirely an end-to-end merger, no overlap. And so
it was like a merger made in heaven. Like,
yeah,
it's the only merger that would still make sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Merger Mania 1.
yeah, the CP
Wednesday
KCS
special.
voting trust, the CP KCS voting trust was reapproved, right? Because CP said, they basically said, yeah, you can go ahead. And I think the plan right now is that they're going to submit an application to the Surface Transportation Board sometime later this month, and they're also going to submit an application to the Mexican Regulatory Agency. And the Mexican Regulatory Agency will approve or deny the merger in, I think, by the end of this year. And if they deny it, well, the whole thing's off. If they approve it, then the voting trust will take effect, and then the STB will review it, and then sometime next year, late next year, there should be a final decision on whether or not this merger should go ahead. My personal thoughts, I think that the Canadian Railroads are willing to pay far too much for Kansas City Southern. Kansas
Well,
City
it's more
Southern,
so what Kansas City Southern offers in Mexico.
yeah, Kansas City Southern, the whole company had a market cap of about $18 billion last year. And if you remember last year when Blackstone tried to take control of the company, they offered about $18 billion. CN offered $33 billion, CP's offering $30 billion. I honestly think that's a bit too much for KCS, but if they want to spend that much money, that's
hey, I mean, if you want, you can lowball them and see if they'll switch to
Got
you.
your dollar.
CP, CN, KCS is the greatest love triangle in Class 1 railroading history. Prove me wrong. Uh, also,
Yeah.
I love on this map the Rockland branch. You can see the Rockland branch.
Yeah, you can see the Rockland branch. It's barely there.
Where is the
It's
Rockland branch?
underneath
Oh, never mind.
Searsport over in Maine. It's the little red bit that's not connected to anything else.
But yeah, my personal thoughts, CP is going to have to upgrade a lot of stuff. They're going to have to upgrade Kansas City to Shreveport and then Kansas City to Chicago, which they said they're going to do. They're going to try and make the whole corridor 60 miles an hour, although through the Ozarks, I don't know if that's really possible. One of my only concern, besides from the fact that I think they paid way too much money for it, is that will most likely be a significant increase in traffic going from the Gulf to Eastern Canada, where CP has been growing the past few years, obviously with the CMQ and whatnot. But the problem is they don't actually have their own line between there. So I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years they try to say buy the Pierre Marquette off of CSX or do a joint venture to kind of close that gap. They currently use trackage rights over NS and haulage rights over CSX, but overall, I think this is a good idea. Canadian Pacific has more or less been trying to play catch up with CN for the past, 20 years. Obviously, you had CN buy the Illinois Central, and then they bought the Wisconsin Central and a whole bunch of smaller regional railroads, and Canadian Pacific kind of just floundered. That is until 2012 when Hunter Harrison came in and righted a whole bunch of things. And then there's Keith Creel, who's obviously now been trying to grow the railroad a lot, actually. CP is actually the second fastest growing railroad in North America. I think KCS is the first. So, and
well, they make a great pair. Well, CP is about to definitely be the fastest growing in North America.
Well, yeah. Well, also because railroading is a network business. It's all about where you go, and the fact that KCN has had access to the Gulf of Mexico for going on 20 years, and CP hasn't, it's put CP at a big disadvantage, especially when it comes to like chemical traffic and whatnot between the Gulf and Alberta and North Dakota and whatnot. But I wouldn't be surprised if CPKC swipes a significant amount of chemical traffic off of CN. But
CN's
those are just
mad.
Yes, those are just miscellaneous thoughts. Merger made in heaven. I hope it happens. Apparently, we're going to be getting a new paint scheme. The logo is going to remain the CP Beaver logo, except it's probably just going to say CPKC instead of CP. But that's that. Anything
Railroads
else?
sure love their 4-letter acronyms these days.
Yeah.
I just, but
CSXT, CPKC, BNSF.
Yeah.
Union Pacific.
But here's the real fun part. So yes, wave goodbye to KCS. We'll be striking one off the
okay, as a KCS fan, because KCS is easily my favorite Class 1 railroad.
Well,
I'm surprised that this didn't happen earlier. I'm also quite glad. This is like the ultimate good ending for KCS, because they finally get to have their because KCS was the Class 1 that was never really meant to be. It was like everyone always thought, oh, it's going to always get snatched up, but like at least they're doing it in style, and I hope traffic will grow and whatnot, and this will be great. So, anyways, continue.
They did it in style in such a way that caused this calamity across Canadian railroads.
I would have it. I would have this no other way.
I know, and the fun part, again, aside from waving goodbye to KCS and striking them from the Class 1 mantle of responsibility, something which we will probably never do again. I wager that the Class 1 mantle of responsibility will stay the same for a long time after this.
You gotta start adding regionals.
Yeah, right?
The Iowa Interstate Mantle of Responsibility.
Yeah.
Montana Rail Link!
Yeah, what's...
MOL Class 1.
This is the good ending. The bad ending for KCS would obviously be the KCS World Conquest, but you can do that by justifying on a bunch of other railroads early. Anyway, the Canadian National is currently in a war with its second largest shareholder because
a little bit hose mad right now.
Yeah, because TCI was like, "Hey, CN, you shouldn't try to take over KCS," and then they did anyway, and then they failed and lost
I think
like $1 billion.
they lost like I remember because I'm pretty sure there was they lost $1 billion because the breakup fee between CP and KCS the first time was I think $1 billion, and then CP paid for that, and then the breakup fee between CN and like was also seven. CN has lost easily about $1 billion from this entire ordeal and gained nothing.
So this is the update to TCI waging war as they said they would. I mean, we've covered this on like every previous podcast for the last half a year. The update of the KCS CPCN situation, but to follow on from last week, as a long-term,
it's been a war of words.
Yeah, with the meeting date now set, basically they're setting a meeting where there will be a shareholder meeting, and they will vote on TCI's nomination of 4 independent CN directors. So basically, we are kicking your people out and replacing them with our people because we think you failed. And so it lists
they want to get Jim Vina as the CEO, he started in CN as a brakeman in I think 1977. Then he worked his way up to he was like VP of operations under the Harrison era in the 2000s, and then he retired for a while. I think he did like consulting, and then he was Union Pacific VP of Ops, and even then he's like, I want to eventually run a Class 1 railroad, and now he's probably going to come back to CN. Which, I mean, if you're going to pick anyone to run CN, it's probably going to be him, because he's easily the most experienced CN guy who doesn't already have another job at another railroad.
Yeah. Oh my god. I can't even read this or break this down right now, but this article is worth a read, because it's just TCI dunking on CN.
More specifically, is it the Railway Age article?
Yes.
It's more them dunking on JJ Roost, which, I mean, he's not a bad railroader, he just tends to make a few strategic blunders.
Well, yeah, because a few strategic blunders, including getting in a $1 billion pissing contest with CP.
Also the failure to acquire the Messina line, and they tried to sell like 750 miles of like branch lines in like Wisconsin, and that's been held up by the STB.
The Messina line is the line down south through New York, right?
It's from Syracuse to Montreal, yeah. CSX tried to sell it to CP. They put a paper barrier at Syracuse so they couldn't interchange with the NYSNW. STB slapped it down and it never happened.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
and CP has of course announced CN has of course announced their full speed ahead plan, which is basically to just kind of like cut a bunch of things.
It's PSR but harder.
Yeah, they're selling off all of their non-rail properties, which includes the Great Lakes fleet, their freight forwarding business. CP owns like 2 trucking companies.
You mean CN?
And CN, sorry. CN owns all that stuff, not CP. And, you know, I was thinking the other day, because CN owns the Bessemer and Lake Erie.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they do this is they on the former DM&IR, they bring trains to the ports, they load it on the Great Lakes fleets, and then they bring it to the BNLE to go to Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. But now that the Great Lakes fleet is being sold, there's not a lot. There's basically nothing tying together the BNLE with the rest of the CN system, so I wouldn't be surprised if that goes up for sale too. Anyone want to get a bunch of money to buy the BLNE, please contact me at Troll9614, #1095 at discord.com.
Okay.
Lion things, but okay.
So there's your advertisement. We finished that section already. But
wait,
yeah.
does CSX actually run into Canada?
Montreal, yeah. They have the Messina line from Syracuse into Montreal, and they have a line in like southwestern Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
It's former CNO.
Oh my god.
There are a lot of chemicals.
Oh, so they actually do run all the way into Canada. They don't stop at the border. They run to Montreal.
They have some sections in Canada.
Do they have like a yard in Quebec?
Yeah, they do in Montreal. Yeah.
That's really weird. I never even thought that CSX ran to Canada.
No, it's former New York Central. That's all former New York Central. They
And
also
it's like-
they also have a line from in southeastern Ontario from Chatham, Kent to Port Huron that has a lot of chemical plants on. Actually, I forget the name. I know it's former CNO.
It's New
'Cause
York Central Day, Canada.
Uh,
No? Okay, I thought that was funny. Anyway, let's move on.
It was kind of funny. I'll give it to you.
I was really hoping that would get some laughs, and that would be enough to justify naming this episode that, but never mind. Let's talk about the latest train at Amtrak. Oh wait, sorry, we gotta do maintenance away first, and our advertisements. You want to plug your Flickr, Achilles?
Do I have to?
As you said, you do it every podcast.
Yeah. Well, it's up there. Go watch
Alright,
me on
I'm not.
Flickr.
I'm not finding the link for you. Does
all right,
anybody have any
hold on.
actual advertisements?
Hold
I
on.
do. I do.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'm not going to advertise my YouTube channel because that's scummy. Like, just fucking. If
Oh
you really
please,
want to watch.
tell us your YouTube channel.
I do live streams sometimes and make videos sometimes. A lot of Kerbal Space Program, some TF2, a lot of other random shit. I live streamed me running the Lionhead turn on Tolbrand once.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
fun. Yeah, that was cool. I should probably do that again, but I can't because I have like a
Oh.
bajillion other things that I'm be doing.
That's okay.
I'm also a member of a new trains content website called Trek 29. We just started. It's mostly just like routes and like reskins and kit bashes. Not a lot of like custom models yet, although maybe in the future. Please check that out if you want to. And that's really about it. Those are like the two things that I do that I exist.
If you
in.
want to give me a link to your YouTube, I'll put that up because
Okay.
I mean I have a vested interest in that because that means by proxy more, views to Tolprint. So
Yeah, there we go. My last upload was like September. My last upload was a month ago. Like I haven't done anything.
That's okay.
Is
Don't
that
feel too
the-
bad. Our community YouTube channel has one video on it so far. I am going to actually.
Hee hee hoo hoo.
Yes, it is. It is East. I'm going to post that down in the cargoes as well. If you look up the Iron Horseman and scroll past all of the biker gang stuff, there's a channel now called The Iron Horseman, not the Iron Horseman Chronicles, but The Iron Horseman, and that is the new community server community channel for the Iron Horseman server. And hopefully you should be getting some new content soon that has to do with all of that's provided by everyone in the Discord, or everyone that's Horseman rank at least in the Discord. Just a smattering of stuff. Right now it's rail fanning. There's probably going to be some gameplay, some more rail fanning, some streams. I might throw some stuff on there as well, just using it as like a second channel for videos that don't fit in my schedule. So, who knows? Just hang on tight, check it out. Hopefully there'll be some more content up there soon. It's a little fledgling boy. I repurposed my old Admiral Ellis channel, and then I renamed this channel Admiral Ellis, the one that you were watching this all on. So, yeah.
Wait, Bombs 321 is Admiral Ellis now?
Yes. Say goodbye to Bombs 321.
No.
I know, it was a really old username.
Hold on.
Anyway. Alright, any other advertisements by anybody?
Not really, but I would like to point out that we haven't seen a single train.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, but I was going to wait for Achilles to come back to mention that.
Oh.
No, we have to pretend. When he comes back, we have to pretend we've seen.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, so, while we wait for him to come back, if there's no other advertisements...
I'm back.
Okay, you missed the train, by the way.
What train?
On the
There's a
camera.
train on the scanner.
I missed the train? Oh,
Yes.
I missed the
Yeah, it was one
one
of the-
train today
them
on
really
the,
cool
live,
Dutch
on the
passion
live
discussions.
stream.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
actually,
you did.
we're
Feels
pulling-
bad, man.
No, but seriously, we're pulling your leg. We there was no train. There has not been a
What
train.
do you
at all this
mean?
time.
There was a bajillion trains.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
saw
there's-
8 trains derail.
Yeah,
The
there
Has
was
there
Netherlands.
steam.
been a single one?
No, not a single one.
So literally, we've just been watching the flashy lights.
Yeah, we've been
Yes.
watching some people zoom through this intersection, but
I had a good feeling about this.
I know you did, and that's why I let us do it. And I'm not upset that we didn't see a train, but we didn't see a train.
Yeah, he's just disappointed.
It's just, yeah, real dad hours. Anyway, actually, let's move towards wrapping this up. We have a segment on this show called Latest Train on Amtrak, and
Don't make the
that
obvious.
means
I didn't
don't.
cheat
That
today.
means don't look at this map. Do not look at this map. I'm looking at the map because I need to
Looks
know
at this map.
what they are.
Do we guess?
And oh yeah, you guys get to guess. Anyone going to go
Okay.
first? I don't. Think I'm
well,
gonna get it
I'm gonna say it's true to its name. The Late Shore Limited.
The late for sure.
Eastbound or
Yeah.
westbound?
Doing emergency
Eastbound.
surgery on a stapler.
Eastbound.
Eastbound.
Okay.
Put let's say Washington bound Empire Builder.
Okay. Washington bound Empire Builder.
Hmm.
Achilles, don't be looking at the map.
I'm not looking at the map.
Is there a cardinal on there today?
There is a cardinal.
Okay.
Or sorry, wait a minute. That's a crescent. There's a cardinal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's currently in
I'd love to-
Lafayette.
Roger Gap, taking us hospital and big
He's
load
slipping. He's in a
stands.
crate. Okay. And
Yeah, sure. Cardinal.
Cardinal. Okay. One more, right? Who
Yeah,
has
me.
next? Yep. Go ahead.
Shortline stole mine. I was also gonna say late for sure, so I'm gonna say also. Did he say east or westbound?
I said east.
I'm also gonna go with eastbound late for sure. That was what I was gonna say, but
Uh huh.
No, if you say westbound, that means one of us will inevitably win because that train is
actually
like
that's a good point. I'm gonna
years late.
change that. I'm gonna change mine. And
Listen,
go
we
with
need to
westbound.
cover all of our
Hold on,
bases
hold on.
first.
Out of curiosity, how do you know that train is a bajillion years late?
Because it's the fucking meme. It's the Late Shore Limited.
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
the late for sure.
Yeah, it's the literal joke that everyone makes
Okay.
about that train. That it's always chronically late.
Okay,
I mean, everything else on Amtrak
Achilles,
is.
are
but-
you doubling up on Shoreline's thing, or are you covering the other?
Yeah, I'll
base?
double up. I'll double up on shoreline.
Okay. Well, here's where we stand. The westbound Empire Builder, the latest one is 46 minutes late. There's another one that's 5 minutes early. The
Can we? Oh my gosh! You remember how you said on Thanksgiving we could do diesel locomotive versus? Can we, or on April Fools? Can we also do earliest train on Amtrak?
I mean, sure, it's going to be a lot tougher to find, though. I'm going to be clicking on a lot of green dots to figure out what the earliest train is. Sure, I'll bite. Edit your posted message. The Cardinal is 52 minutes late at Lafayette, Indiana. So that's pretty late.
Oof.
And the latest train on Amtrak is train number 448, the Late Shore Limited to Boston. It is 5 hours and 3 minutes late. It just left, or it's on its way to Worcester now.
Who's the mask?
Hey, I've
Worcester,
seen this one.
Mass. So that means you guys got it. Latest train on Amtrak, Lake Shore Limited.
Yay.
Slightly sus. I'm always very suspect when somebody guesses it correctly. Everyone always springs for the West trains. I don't know. I think it's sus. I'm voting
Well,
you out.
okay, I can immediately strike out the Southwest Chief because Raton Pass. There's literally no other things. If you're late there, then what the fuck are you doing? And also because there was a
I
recent.
do want to point out, by the way, that your logic is fouled because now that I have the map up, Amtrak lost time on Raton Pass.
Yeah, the Southwest
Oh.
Chief is doing.
The Southwest
poorly.
Chief lost.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
I also
That's the
said
train I'm
that
going to
because
see
I
in
also
like an hour.
I also saw a Bill Stevens article which was basically about how BNSF is not screwing over the Southwest Chief now. So
It's a little bit better. It's only an hour and a half behind in both directions instead of like 3 hours behind in both directions. But anyway,
all right.
yeah, no process of elimination. There's also a San Joaquin that's 2 hours and 15 minutes late, and a Hiawatha that's 1 hour late. Those are the two that are in the black. Silver Meter, that's an hour. Auto Train, that's 3 hours. Capital Limited, that's an hour and 15. Zephyr, that's an hour and 40. That's really it. There aren't too many horribly delayed trains on Amtrak right now. They're having an okay day unless you happen to be on
Ellis.
Leisure Limited. What's up?
What's the number of that one really late Canadian train?
1 and 2, but there's none
Nice.
running.
Nice.
Well, the Canadian is also
The Canadian
Always
is not on the
late.
map right now, but the corridor to Toronto is train number 69, 3.5 hours
Nice.
late.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, we need to redo the podcast because someone made a joke about like horny
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Terminus podcast.
Podcast.
Hello,
Terminus
everyone.
podcast
Welcome
for the
to
dates
the
of 9,
podcast.
10,
All right, it's time
21.
to end Achilles.
I get to be the one who talks the least, yet gets the most strikes.
Yeah, it's
Goodbye.
because you keep being horny.
We're basing it
Is
off
that
of that.
East?
I should
East,
be.
are you going to say anything?
No,
it's
that's Julius'
it's,
termination.
it's
He's the horny
Jader's
one.
turn.
I just want to link this guy's blog that I found probably a couple weeks ago about his Cornhill and Atherton autorailroad.
Neat.
It's a big inspiration for me, and this is kind of what I'm going to go with. Ish, hopefully, when we move houses, start building a new layout, we'll see. Something like this.
All right. I will have to check this out, I think. Actually, I'm going to look at it really quick. Oh, that's neat. I like how it's just posting stuff. All these galleries.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on here.
I have a slideshow of images from a high rail run over the Impossible Railroad. For those that are not familiar, this is the Deseret line. It runs from like San Diego to through Mexico and then back into California.
The one part of Southern Pacific, the one place in California where Southern Pacific wasn't like entirely dominant.
Yeah,
San
exactly.
Diego.
It's the pictures are really, really cool, and I've had a fascination with this railroad for an age and a half, and apparently it's quote unquote getting another chance. So if there's a train running over the Deseret line, that would be outstanding. They had a cave in one of the tunnels, but everything else is pretty much holding together, other than getting washed over with sand. Yeah. I wish them luck. There's no like article associated with it. It's just the pictures, so it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Shortline?
Everyone, please support the Washington, Ohio, Georgia Pacific merger.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
We won't bribe. Yeah.
Are we all part of? We're all members of your voting trust. Anyway.
Wow.
Well, this is in 1967, so like this isn't like the late 60s or 70s. I don't think voting trusts were a thing.
Oh, we're gonna make it a thing. East, what about you?
My terminus is that gift, but also Lloyd Sweden for the win.
Oh no. Can I copy link? Is that just the words "large Sweden" for the win, or do you have like something to go with that? No.
No, I don't have a pick right now. So.
All right, I'm not worried about it. There's a fire truck.
Oh,
We got a fire truck at the end of the episode. Finally, some action.
I like monster truck and fire truck. Walter.
I am monster truck.
boop, beep beep boop boop.
All right, thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the Terminus podcast. Of course, thanks to you guys for coming along with me on this adventure, and thank you to Steve and Wes for maintaining the wonderful steam locomotive database. Without it, we could not have Locomotive Versus and Loco Royale. Subscribe to this channel, the other channel, any other channels you want. Just these two are the most important: Admiral Ellis and the Iron Horseman. Like, comment, blah, 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 blah. You guys know how that goes. The other thing is, in case of an emergency, call Conrail. Bye!
Bye.
Arigato.